After what was an incredible bash, we now return to the Ultimate Universe mode, heading into July and Night of Champions. Interesting. Tag ladder match, okay. Why is the main event Matt Hardy versus William Regal? I guess Edge got the night off, and so did Triple H, and who else? Shawn Michaels, Sheamus, well, Sheamus is in the first one. Orton, Batista, Kane, they all got the night off. Drew, even. Yeah, who needs any of that? I guess Punk is in a tag match. Who needs any of them, though? Just make Matt Hardy and William Regal main event Raw. We welcome you live to the Raw after the bash, and Dolph Ziggler is in another submission match. I feel like the Raw general manager does this on purpose. That's my theory. But Dolph Ziggler is going to fight everybody's favorite man, Sheamus. Now, Sheamus has been chasing after Edge for so long now. But there's one problem, and it's that Edge hasn't fought him once. Sheamus has attacked Edge at least twice, and what has Sheamus gotten in return? Absolutely nothing. I think it's starting to make Sheamus mad. All of his anger about his missed opportunities might come out against Dolph Ziggler tonight. But you never know with Sheamus. The Celtic Warrior will never suffice, especially with that new green attire he showcased at the bash. There is a very good chance that this man could do just about anything, including lose this match, because it is a submission match, and he doesn't do submissions, so it wouldn't be too shocking. And Dolph Ziggler, oh, but Sheamus immediately knocks him down. What a great start for Sheamus. I'm sure this won't end well for him at all, considering the circumstances of the match. We've done this song and dance before. This does seem like Dolph's match to win, if I'm going to be completely honest, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Sheamus could fight against the odds, right? The rush doesn't work. German suplex. Dolph studies. He wants to get that US title back from Drew McIntyre. He's studying the craft, making sure that he can fight the good fight against anyone that dare opposes his path against Drew. Speaking of which, we figured out last night that Drew is actually the current #1 contender to fight Edge at Night of Champions. But Dolph and Sheamus are having a surprising back and forth here tonight. I would have never expected these two to go back and forth like this. Is it pandemonium? No, not really. We'll save that for the tag ladder match tonight, but it is definitely more than I was expecting out of these two. And you gotta give it to them. It's pretty rare to be in the opener. It's rare to open the show on Monday Night Raw. You gotta make the most of your time or you fall flat. And Sheamus, he doesn't want to fall flat. Dolph bounced the ropes? What the fuck? Sheamus slamming Drew's. Dolph's head into the mat as per usual, and Dolph Ziggler is realizing that it's gonna take a lot more to take down this warrior. Unless he just stands there and does absolutely nothing. Sheamus just keeps going for that little attack. I don't even know what to call it. It's basically just the equivalent of smacking someone in the face. That's all it is. You cuff both hands and then you just play a wallop sound effect from the 60s. Dropkick finally lands. Dolph is going to use both tables now. He really wants to put Sheamus through this table. And he doesn't. Maybe it's just a device of frustrated relief. Especially because Sheamus keeps doing the same goddamn move. Oh, he saw that come. Sheamus turning Dolph around. Dolph does not get caught in the crossfire. And wait, just a knee straight through the table and it completely collapsed. Can we see another table break? No. Dolph heads back into the ring and he's telling Sheamus to look him in the eyes. He's just sitting there doing nothing. He's back in the ring, famous sir. And now Dolph setting up for the snapmare and it is successful. Now it's all about getting Sheamus to get up and poke to the eye. Turn the tide, Sheamus. Turn the what? What? And wait, sleeper hold locked in by Dolph Ziggler. Will Sheamus tap out? No! Dolph is gonna have to do even more to Sheamus. He's nowhere near finished. Sending him back to the outside. Dolph's going up to the top rope and a moonsault through the table and it actually connects. But Sheamus is immediately back up as the fans tell him that he sucks. And they don't stop. Sheamus sent finally into that's not into the post. That's an elbow to the head instead. Sheamus gets up from Dolph Ziggler's attempt to set up the snapmare and that's a back down. But wait, he's not done. Clothesline. That's a finish. Wade Barrett. What the fuck? And that's a zigzag straight to Sheamus. I think Dolph. And now he's got to go around and take care of this member of the UK we've never seen Wade Barrett help out a fellow member of the UK before. Is he finally playing ball? And now just taking him down, but Sheamus coming back out to assist his friend. But a Famouser on the outside puts an end to that idea. I think Wade's out of here. I think that was enough for Wade. What a bitch. He didn't even get hit with anything major. He just got his shit rocked so fast that he gave up. Now Dolph hammering away at Sheamus, but it backfires. And why? And now again, we see Dolph Ziggler set up for the Snapmare. Does he know any other moves? And again, I'm getting deja vu here. Another poke to the eye by Sheamus. But he did nothing. Not in the ropes. He's not anywhere. This could be it for Sheamus. It's not. Dolph is willing to try anything new to get Sheamus to just go away. And that's an elbow. That didn't really work. Okay. What's he gonna try next? That's another elbow. Okay. Maybe try something else, Dolph. And he did, but it backfired, of course. Setting up for that world famous Snapmare. Why? I get targeting the head. Your sleeper goes after that directly, but you can do more than put people in a sleeper hold, man. There are more to life than just the sleeper hold. Sheamus isn't gonna fade though, of course not. He's just gonna sit there. And Dolph, wait a minute, the armbar locked into the ropes, but Dolph is just gonna hold it, but Sheamus gets out of it almost immediately.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
And there's a submission match now, and Sheamus wins by DQ. Man, if only this game's submission system was any better. Are they enemies now? They're enemies. This moved Sheamus up, this moved Dolph down a lot. That's about it. Let's move on. Another week and yet another match between MVP and Chad Gaspard. Yeah. How many times has this been? It happens so often. MVP and Chad Gaspard at this point are like family. Not because they're any good or anything. They're not on good terms, but they fight so often that they are the equivalent of a family feud. This battle won't end until MVP and Shad can finally let it rest. But Shad never rests. There ain't no rest for the wicked, and Shad, ever since the JTG betrayal, is pretty damn wicked. Outside of the fact that he lost to Drew McIntyre at Extreme Rules, which is somehow Drew's only one-on-one title match. And Shad is immediately in this one. What's with the turquoise? Wait, I just saw that. What's with the fucking turquoise? The fuck? I feel like at this point, these two have fought so many times. If you kept up with the series, you know what I'm gonna say. So what do I say? Is there anything new to say? Is there anything new to talk about? Is this the part where I talk about the Bash? I guess it is. The Bash, pretty good pay-per-view, honestly. I think it was weaker than Extreme Rules, though, slightly, but pretty good pay-per-view. I like my commentary better on SmackDown. I want my commentary to be better, but I don't think I can lock in every time like I did on SmackDown, especially when they're giving me matches like MVP versus Shad Gaspard for, I'm not joking, probably the 5th time. And that's if we're only counting 1v1s, because they had a fucking triple threat with like Cody or some shit. And now we're back in the ring, 6 count, no 6. MVP just cannot get away from Shad Gaspard, both in terms of constantly getting put in the same matches and getting away from him in the ring. No matter what happens, Shad will always be there to follow him into the deepest, darkest depths, but MVP is learning. He's assessing his moves. He can read him like a book now, but even I can't read why the game does that every time I turn them into the turnbuckle. Another massive elbow drop. Shad will just keep throwing him out, won't he? Not until MVP is officially vanquished that Shad will stop his conquest against him. And that's sky high! And Mark Henry is back out here. And the slam down. But Shad now has to go and deal with Mark Henry. He didn't notice in time that the world's strongest man was out to help his friend. I don't know what I was gonna say there. Power slam by Mark Henry. This is the exact same thing that got Cody Rhodes defeated. If Shad isn't careful, Mark Henry could end up doing the same thing. But Mark Henry's done. It went much better for Shad than it did. Wait, MVP with a belly to belly off the top rope. Seeing shades of that Superstars match in this one, MVP has learned a strategy to keep his enemies down, and his stock locks up, Mark Henry may become the most valuable player. He seems to be doing the heavy lifting in this scheme. And a German suplex by MVP. There's no math I can tell you that can let you see what MVP is gonna do. Okay, that was kind of cheesy. Ah! I am off my rocker. I have been editing Intrusive Thoughts extensively. I'm literally doing this as I'm uploading the video, so I am in no good mental state for this video. But hey, isn't that what makes it fun? And Shad Gaspard, money, yeah. Taking down MVP with the one thing that gets you MVPs. Having money. And MVP is now out of this match, and he is done for. One-on-one competition proves that MVP cannot stand to Shad. Even with Mark Henry on his corner, MVP will not be defeating this man tonight. Maybe MVP was off his game. Maybe we'll come back in a few weeks and he'll be back fighting Shad proper. I don't know. We'll see. That puts Shad up, and that's it. That's all it did. Anyways, here's a tag ladder match from out of nowhere. The Hart Dynasty faces the Straight Edge Society in a ladder match. Now, getting an opportunity against the tag titles on Raw is nothing new under normal circumstances. But knowing CM Punk and Luke Gallows, it's not gonna be normal. And there's one thing that I've actually noticed, it's that CM Punk isn't wearing the mask. I think now that he's the tag champ, he's actually just straight up taking to it that he reps the Straight Edge Society well and proper, and that's a GTS to Tyson Kidd. I think CM Punk's gonna go straight for the ladder, but Luke Gallows is not in a good spot right now against David Hart Smith. And Tyson Kidd's already back up. The writing for him's on the wall. Oh God, he landed on Luke Gallows! But he saved Luke Gallows from getting steel stepped, so maybe it's alright. David Hart's going after it. He's just... CM Punk doesn't see it. Primo? What is Primo doing here? Wait, he's after the Hart Foundation. Primo never forgets. Oh wait, why did he say the tag champs? They lost to the Puerto Rican Pridefuls at the Bash. You fucking nerd. CM Punk thought they were after them. They're not. Last night's match would have had you believe otherwise. But no, CM Punk. Primo's keeping Tyson busy. CM Punk set up the ladder wrong too, so that's a good thing. Picking it up, and they're all after him. But CM Punk is just gonna keep going with the ladder. Wait, CM Punk, he takes down Tyson Kidd. Leaving in the Primo, just going after David Hart instead. Backstabber straight to Tyson Kidd. He's taking 2 finishes here. Wait, holy shit. Is he gonna backstabber David Hart too? Wait, Luke Gallows got the briefcase! Primo helped them win! Shout out to Primo for being an incredible asset to the Straight Edge Society for that match. This may be a new tag alliance that we will see for decades to come. The Puerto Rican Pridefuls and the Straight Edge Society have a common enemy in the Hart Foundation. Which, by the way, I don't think David and Tyson being the tag team is a good idea, man. That's my opinion. I think you need to swap them out. And Luke Gallows just got a worse opinion with the Hart Foundation. Nothing happened, though, outside of that. So, anyways, here's Matt Hardy versus William Regal. And in our shocking main event tonight, Matt Hardy faces William Regal. This feels like a match that was added last week. Is this a dark match? Is this episode of Raw Week 3? Wait a minute! I was looking away. I was looking at the representative. William Regal just attacked Matt Hardy. Why? But Matt Hardy, of course, wearing a new blue design. That's fucking clean.
This motherfucker's clean.
I think he made certain parts of it orange. Honestly, the orange kind of works. Not gonna lie, I didn't put the orange on there myself, but it kind of works. I might add that back in, because that's actually pretty dope. Matt and William Regal are taking this one to each other. Clearly, these two have had issues that we didn't know about, because they never got the spotlight, and tonight is the night for them to figure that shit out. Body slam on the stairs? I mean, his leg hit the step, but not really anything else. But William Regal isn't going to let Matt Hardy walk all over him. And Matt Hardy isn't going to let William Regal walk all over him. But William Regal isn't going to let Matt walk all over him. But Matt is going to walk all over William Regal. It was a lot of walking and failing to walk. How are you guys so bad at walking? And Matt Hardy picking up William Regal. And that's a Samoan drop into the steps completely. Made the stairs go sideways? What are the steps doing? Technically, the match hasn't started yet. These two are just brawling on the outside. William Regal trying to put a stop to it, maybe, but it's unsuccessful. Back grind again for some no step action for Matt and William. Especially with William slowly but surely taking this match away from the steel. But Matt's throwing it back up the ramp instead, right onto the steel. We're in some non-plated areas, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, back bump directly onto steel. That's gotta hurt. And face first! He's not moving. Okay, well, he is moving, but he's like barely moving. I wouldn't have been shocked if Matt just left right then and there. Back bump! Jesus! There is brutality on display. Not more brutal than any Iron Man match in the last few months, but definitely some level of brutality being shown off here. What the fuck was that? Matt is just... Okay, William Regal and Matt, like, trying to fuck each other. Matt's back in the ring. William gets back in the ring, too, and the match is officially started. After, like, a solid 2 minutes of doing absolutely jack fucking shit, William Regal has gotten Matt in the ring, and that's it's fucking Wade Barrett again! No twist of fate for William Regal, but Wade's giving it a second shot. And wait, Matt Hardy with a twist of fate to fucking Wade Barrett! And I think Matt ran over them to tell him that he doesn't do anything. That's why Wade doesn't try. He's not good at it. I would be shocked if Wade Barrett tried to do anything after that. He's gonna be out for a minute. The United Kingdom cannot protect any of its members. It makes them all look worse in comparison. To be fair though, I think this is actually William Regal's like first or second match in this entire year. You gotta give him some level of benefit of the doubt. No twist of fate for Matt Hardy. Uppercut by William Regal. Catches the leg. Hits him with a good old-fashioned twist of fate. And Matt Hardy putting it into perfect position to not get the ropes caught. That is a 3 count fall. Matt Hardy. But that's the end of Raw. William refused to shake Matt's hand. That's pretty much all that happened. Hey, we got a rematch of Druid versus Mike Knox. What do you know? Oh! I put 2 and 2 together there. I was like, man, this card sucks. And then I realized I got one good match. David versus Jake. David finally gets his get back on Roberts. We welcome you live to Superstars. And we're finally getting the long-awaited rematch. Is it a rematch? I want to know. I haven't updated the sheet. But it's Jake the Snake Roberts versus David Otunga. And wow, I just have to say, what a shock. I've even said it before. David seemed a little lost. He wasn't getting any opportunities against those that have wanted him. The Rock had moved on to SmackDown. And now Jake is fighting him tonight? The story. Let's finish it. Half finish it. Quarter finish it. In his time of need, he got no help. Not from Wade. Not from Jake. Not from The Rock. Tonight, he gets revenge on a third of the people that have wronged him. Wade Barrett on Raw is even trying to be a more reactive member of the United Kingdom. He invaded 2 matches. He tried to help Sheamus, who ended up winning by DQ. Gives me time to grab a drink. I don't give a shit. Nobody gives a fuck. And what even David Otunga with an attack to Jake the Snake? Will this attack fuel the flame within David, or will it just pad out his victory pattern? David may have just gotten revenge against Jake the Snake, but is it really if you just attacked him? I don't get it. I don't think that's a good deal. You beat him in the most cheap way possible, man. Good job. Fuck is wrong with you? And you hit the floor and you stumble to get up like you did something. You did nothing. You're a fucking loser. Well, that's one way to make them enemier. And somehow Big Show is still in the IC title scene. Dude, put David in the IC title scene. Fuck. God. And Michelle McCool attacks Nikki Bella. Wow. And are we gonna see the same thing back to back? This might be the shortest episode of Superstars on the record. Michelle McCool, yep, that's a knee to the gut. Setting up Nikki perfectly for the go to bed. The ref? I don't know why I call it the go to bed, but whatever. It's a fucking faith breaker, right? Yeah, faith breaker. Because she's like Christian or whatever. And Michelle McCool defeats Nikki again. Cheap methods as well. Fucking monster heel. Look at that little monster heel. It's just so good to see the same person do the same thing every single goddamn time. And for it to not matter because, wow. Anyways, here's Druid versus Mike Knox. And in our shockingly quick main event, seriously, in real time, it's only been 40 minutes. Technically less. We have the Druid versus Mike Knox. And this has happened before. I think this actually happened on the first episode of Superstars, and Druid got his ass walloped. But tonight, both men have agreed to do it again with the condition that they get a person in their corner to help them. Druid got Lex Luger. He seems to just be a goon for hire at this point. Narcissism may also include greed. If it helps you, why not do it? But Druid is probably not gonna win. I'm gonna be for real. Lex Luger doesn't exactly have the best win streak either. I do like how he is just staring at Druid all the way down the ramp, knowing that he's gonna take 45 fucking years to get here though. And then there's Mike Knox. everybody's favorite man, and he has accompanied himself with Justin Gabriel. Wow. You know that guy that's not a part of the Nexus? Hey, who knows, man? Maybe we'll see Justin Gabriel and Mike Knox win the tag titles. You never fucking know. And Mike Knox with a crazy crossbody. Lex looked away for 2 seconds and he's already on the ground. I'd be pissed too. Druid now turning the tables back on Mike Knox, but I don't think it's early enough for Mike to be low enough for you to just, like, strike him to death. You're gonna have to do more than that. Elbow to the face. Mike Knox helps you out with a massive fall-away slam. Jesus. Thought only Vance Archer was capable of throwing people that high into the air. And Mike Knox versus the Druid. Druid got distracted by everybody's favorite man, Justin Gabriel, and he didn't do anything about Mike Knox. He is not an experienced or skilled wrestler. I think that's his problem. If he had experience, if he had skills, he would be the best in the game, maybe. And he doesn't even show his face, but instead, he just sits there. And why do so many people today have that elbow drop? I feel like less people should have that. It started with Dolph, it was on Chad, now it's on Mike Knox. Like, why so much? And a big boot misses 3 times in a row. I was trying to get it to see if I could get to the lineup. Punch to the face and a big boot finally connecting. And Mike Knox hitting that. I don't know what the move is called if it's not Mesa or Abigail. And Lex Luger's on the ropes. Good time to open and drink my Sprite. And Lex Luger has been ejected from the arena. This means Mike Knox has officially won the match because there's no one to save Druid's ass. I mean, he was out for a good minute, but even laying there for a minute can't save you from the ref starting a kin count suddenly. And Justin may not have done anything in this match, but Ted and Primo have formed from this. There's a chance that Mike and Justin get a little get back. We do need tag teams. Please make this a tag team. I'm genuinely interested to see if we can get a new Nexus going this soon. Well, at least Druid and Justin Gabriel are enemies. That gives Justin something to do. Let's move on to SmackDown. Ooh. The UK is everywhere. Holy shit. What? What's going on? Genuinely confused. What? Why? SmackDown based? SmackDown put on a show. What is this? We are live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We haven't left that state. And Chris Jericho, after suffering the most humiliating defeat back-to-back, 2 Iron Man matches where he got his ass kicked, Jericho is left to Christian to clean up. If Chris Jericho wins this match, I would be the most shocked man ever. He is not at 100%. This man should be in a fucking arm cast. He should have like 4 million injuries. He shouldn't be here tonight. He shouldn't be here for the next 3 months. Anyone going through what Jericho did is gonna leave them with permanent back pain. At least. And Christian's just happy to be getting a match against Jericho again. He says that, like, the last one was fun, so he wants another one. Good on him. Jericho immediately, what the? Okay, Christian immediately caught him lacking, but Jericho, he's not in the mood today. He's just gonna hit a Okay, nothing that Jericho is doing seems to be working, but Christian being a stupid idiot will help. I thought he was going to go for the kill switch. I'm not even gonna lie. Kick to the back by Christian. Knee to the back by Christian. A lot of back-focused offense by Christian. And again, as Jericho got it, I guess that's what back-focused. I mean, to be fair, going out of the torso is the easiest thing to do. So saying that it's like back-focused offense is kind of like saying, wow, they're fighting, guys. Suplex by Jericho, and Jericho goes up to the top rope. But Christian isn't fast enough, and that's a massive drop kick. And why not hit a lion salt in the process? It's only natural for Jericho to want to do that. Throwing them back to the good old days when they were a tag team, or whenever they weren't fighting each other or something like that. You know, Jericho's definition of the good old days may be different from you and I's definition of the good old days, but that's a roll-up. Does this match end right here? No, a very fast 2 kick out. Usually when we get a 2 count, it's like 2.5, 2.75. Even on occasion, we get a 2.99. Not just a straight up 2 kick out. Christian might be more resilient tonight than usual. But his resilience is being tested against the might of the walls of Jericho. Will Jericho tap out Christian? You gotta let go of hold for just a second, but he tapped out anyways? Wow, okay, say less. Chris Jericho didn't even need to put it on the code breaker. There's no code to be broken against Christian. Chris Jericho just beat Christian's ass. Okay, will this start a comeback for Jericho? Or will this start another downhill fall? He's climbing his way back up, but does that mean that he'll be able to get there fully when he inevitably almost reaches the top? But that didn't do anything for anybody, so let's just move on to our tag tables match. Evan, whoa, hold hold on. That attire's clean. What the fuck? Evan, who the hell is in your fucking marketing department? Why do you keep getting the best attires? The only problem I see is that the blue's a little too bright. But other than that, yeah, you're golden. You're a golden goose, man. Good job. It's a good attire choice. Let's see if Kofi changed this. Kofi Kingston, will he have changed his attire? No, it's probably a contractual obligation. He's still sponsored by the Germans. And honestly, if he is under contractual obligations, when do they expire? That's my question. I was gonna end the sequence anyways, you fuck. And of course, the United... What the fuck? And of course, the United Kingdom, for the first time in recorded history, is actually having a tag match. Holy shit. I can't believe it. The United Kingdom is working together. It's not just a collection of people from the UK fighting for the UK. No, they're actually working together. They're gonna go out to the tag titles. Holy shit, I didn't know that was a thing. And Wade Barrett and oh my god. And Wade Barrett is immediately going after Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston. There's no fair shortage of beef between these four. I think most of these people were on ECW back when that was a thing, except for Wade Barrett. And Wade Barrett has beef with anyone that isn't in his current faction dynamic. So, but these two have had very successful stipulation tag matches before. So I imagine that they will be in similar spots here, especially because they're teaming up on one of the guys. Kofi's got him down. Evan Bourne is down. And Kofi's back. Okay, Kofi's down. Never mind. And now I think Wade Barrett is going to use this as an excuse to get the tables, so to speak. And, oh, what? Setting up a, that's a sledgehammer. Evan Bourne is a, ooh, set up perfectly to go and, oh, go give Wade Barrett a run for his money. William Regal just using that sledgehammer on anyone in his range of motion. Wait, that's a, ooh. Now it's Wade Barrett's turn with the sledgehammer. Okay, never mind. No, he just wanted to use it once. He just wanted to get a feel for how it felt to use a sledgehammer. He didn't actually want to use it. And it's a big ass boot. And that's a Hurricane Rana, not into the table though. What the fuck? What the fuck? Let me use my move, William, you bastard. And that's a... This motherfucker, I ain't getting shit. And now you want to go after my guy. William, you are a horrible tag team partner. I'm so glad that I forgot about your tag team with Ezekiel Jackson in SVR. And that's another... Oh, and that's another... Let me hit the big boot. And William Regal taking the table off, trying to smack Kofi with it instead of being a normal goddamn okay. I guess we gotta set the table back up, because William is fucking awful. Big! It's never any better. Okay, that was just straight up mess. Big boot! Let's go! Oh, this game is awesome. Please let me hit the wasteland. Please let me. No. I am deleting this game from my hard drive. Wait, hold on. He cooks. He did the fucking Miz thing. Evan picked up my table. You know what? We're gonna try it the old-fashioned way. Never fucking ×2. There's a... Hold on, wait guys. There's a second table. Wait, Kofi, midsection kick into the table. But William saves my ass despite me big booting him in the face earlier. Maybe William is a good partner. You know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. Maybe you have some good quality traits. Hurricane Rana, Kofi gets thrown into the table. I think he was going for the corner. William Regal just fucking stared at him and did nothing about the situation at hand. Because why would he ever? Wait, body slam onto the table. Ooh, big. Wait, why? Big boot. Okay, that wasn't factored. Big boot. Big boot. Yeah. I can't tell if it failed or not because the game is too focused on William Regal. Oh, holy shit. I can't. It's not a D2 move. Why is it not a D2 move? Why? Double axe handle. Double axe handle. Brass knuckles straight to Evan Bourne. And a Harlem sidekick to Wade Barrett. But I said Wade Regal. That's a crazy PVZ fusion. And now Wade, crippled and alone, has to set the table back up and figure out a good way to get... You fucking suck. Alright, take 2. Okay. Game. Okay, hold on. He set everything... That's a bug. He set everything up. And then he decided that attacking them was the best policy. Evan actually grabs too fast for my brain to comprehend. He's like fucking the title defense Sandman fight in Punch-Out Week. Everyone's hitting each other with their own props in these matches. I guess I'm not alone. Huge, big... Okay, you know what? I actually don't care at this point. I got an idea. I've got... You are a sick, sadistic son of a bitch. The combo? Thank you for giving me the opportunity for at least... And that's a busted open Kofi Kingston. I busted him open and his blood is already on my chest. We've barely done anything. Come on. This guy sucks. You know what? Easy clap. Just do it on, okay, never mind. You lose a shit ton of momentum if you do it that way. All right, plan B it is. Wait, a knee, double knee. No, not the double knee. Nobody likes the double knee. It's bad. Oh, wait, William? Finish the story, William. Finish the story, William. Stop trying to punch the air. You stupid bitch. What? I didn't know you could do that. I should have assumed you should be able to, but I didn't know you could do that. William and Wade win against Airborne, baby. Let's go. Fans went above Evermore because of that. Nothing else changed. Layla and Gail Kim. The SmackDown women's roster is getting a match tonight. Wow. And Layla still got the moves like Jagger, let me tell you. And Gail Kim has still got the fitness exercise. Nothing has changed about these women. I was about to say nothing will, but that's debatable. Very, very debatable. And Gail Kim, fitness, probably the most fit diva on the roster. And that's a good thing. Being fit's a good thing. And oh, wow. Layla picking up Gail Kim by the hair and just drop kicking her. Wow. Whoa, wow. And that's everything's going fast. Gail Kim is just really fast. Wow. I kind of expected Gail Kim to be a lot slower. I don't know why. But Jesus Christ. It's like the one thing she has is speed. That's a moonsault. And that's another moonsault straight to Layla, but the target is on their back, so there's no animation for it, and thus she doesn't hit the mark. Doesn't get all of it because this game didn't bother making 2 animations for every diving move. Even though they did, because diving moves on the ground have animations for being hit while the opponent is up. So what the fuck? I guess I should say that they didn't bother making a 3rd animation. Gail Kim kicks straight to the face, and will she finally hit that goddamn moonsault? Yes, she does! Both of these women are having a pretty... Okay, stop. Just stop. Layla! Stop! Girl! You're making me look bad on television! Okay, yeah, you're just making me look really bad on television. Okay, are you going to the business for yourself? Layla with a massive kick to the face! Beth Phoenix? What? And that's a massive neck breaker! By Layla! Beth on my side or hers? Beth is just telling somebody off, but she never gave any descriptive points, so now these two are just gonna fight like normal. I don't see a reason that Gail Kim would be the one that's a problem, so I guess we're just gonna see Gail Kim beat the shit out of Layla while Beth Phoenix watches? Because if Beth does anything else, she's gonna disqualify. But she's not making her intentions known. Wait a minute, Beth Phoenix is in the ring and she's attacking both women. I see. What the fuck is wrong with you, Layla? Stop being a cocky bitch and start just being a normal bitch. Wait a minute, that's a roll up by Layla. And that's a wait. She reverses it. That might be it. That's not it. That's not it. I tell you, that's not it. And that's a win for Layla. Layla has beaten Gail Kim. Not with the fair share of interference, but hey, still beat her. Kim? Thank you, Game. Get scared for a moment. But something might happen. At least something is happening in the SmackDown Women's Division. I will say that. That didn't even move Layla up, though. So, like, what the fuck? And now in our main event, we have another tables match. We welcome you to Triple Threat Tables main event with our World Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker. And this man has, well, he's done something, all right. At the Bash, The Undertaker beat the shit out of Chris Jericho in a 15-man Iron Man match decided by the Big Show. Because Taker interfered in Big Show's Iron Man match against Chris Jericho. I know, it's weird. I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he'd ever do it. Alright? I'm not Taker. I wouldn't know. He fucking teleports into the ring, so anything goes with him. And then we have Ted DiBiase, and we know his weakness. Big Show already tested this theory months ago. This man is weak to table matches. If there's a table in sight, he's running away like a bitch. Tonight's not his night. He may be one half of the Unified Tag Champs, but Primo's working with the Strange Society now. Ted's got time to go off on his own and do his shit. Maybe this is all a plot. We never know. And then there's the Big Show, who's finally gonna be able to fight the Undertaker for interfering in his Iron Man match, I guess. Even though the SmackDown general manager already let Jericho suffer more. I guess that 15-minute Iron Man match was payback for Jericho. Now it's time for payback for Taker. I agree with this concept. Taker with a massive big whoa! Never mind. And Big Show is the threat. He has a fucking finisher? Are you serious? Ted's just walking into the Undertaker. Big Show looks to take advantage, and the chop! But Taker's using this as an opportunity to get the Big Show while he still can, because soon it'll be too late, and then Ted will go through the table. Oh, out of the ring, but clothesline by Ted! Maybe he's not weak to table matches. To be fair, he is fighting against two of the biggest superstars on SmackDown, so he better watch out. He better not cry. Now Taker and Big Show teaming up on Ted. They've seen how dominant this man has been lately. I just realized they put the goddamn steps in. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, what the fuck are the steps doing today? Oh, but Taker saw it coming. He waited for Big Show to make his move. Unfortunately, that move wasn't worth a lot. Choke slam by Taker. No. Ted gets out of it. But wait, choke slam by Taker and straight on the table! Previously crafted by Jericho? What the fuck? Jericho's getting revenge on Taker? Excuse me, why not the Big Show? He's the one that set you up for it. DDT on the table. Oh, but he doesn't even care. He's just gonna use the chair that he provided to go after Ted, who he can't get his eyes off of. Is he gonna put him through a table? Okay, I was gonna swear. Now Jericho's after Big Show too. Oh, but he doesn't forget. Is he's going for more? Taker almost set him up for more, but Jericho doesn't know when to quit. He wants to get somebody in this match. Wait a minute. Taker, wait, straight for it. Choke slam on the steps. Big Show's out of the ring. Jericho's done for. But wait, that's a power bomb. Last ride? No, face plant. Big Show is following. Ted's following Show. Taker is just telling both of them that they're dead. Taker now taking the sledgehammer, sticking it straight up Ted DiBiase's dick, and now sticking the same thing up Big Show's pelvis. Still trying to get Ted DiBiase to go down. That's a choke slam. Picks him up, throws him back into the ring. Wait just a damn minute. Big Show, he's just watching. He's not preventing it at all. That's a last ride through the table, and we are out on SmackDown. Big Show just watched that happen. I don't know why. He could have very easily stopped him from doing the powerbomb, but he just didn't. And now Taker has beaten Ted DiBiase. He shows the world once again that Ted is weak to tables, and that the Undertaker, he's a god among men. And all that did was nothing. Okay, well, Shelton Benjamin is finally on Raw. I've been waiting for this forever. And we finally get Chad in a matchup that isn't against MVP. And tag teams. It's the same two as last time, but tag team. Excuse me, what the actual fuck? I didn't know Sean existed. This episode of Raw is awesome. How I wish it was, man. We welcome you live to Monday Night Raw, and the gold standard is finally on Raw. This man has been stuck on Superstars for a little bit, but he finally gets an opportunity against the former United States champion, The Miz, tonight. And who knows? We'll go to Superstars. Maybe we'll see him fight, not David Otunga, because he's on, no, yeah, he is on Raw. He'll fight David Otunga. Well, no, because David Otunga's on SmackDown. I'm a stupid fucking idiot. And then, of course, as we talked about, The Miz showed up at the Bash and cashed in his rematch clause. Of all fucking things, 2 months after it happened. And he lost. It was supposed to be a United Kingdom showdown, and he lost. Can you imagine being The Miz after that? Did he even get pinned? How did he get there? How did... What? And now Shelton Benjamin, nope, hip toss by The Miz to start this match off instead of whatever Shelton Benjamin was gonna do, a German suplex maybe. It's the gold standard versus the most egotistical man in wrestling today, The Miz. God damn it, dude. We just started. Can you stop throwing around the body bag line? You're throwing it around more often than the Usos say Us. Shelton Benjamin in the corner, and Miz walks straight into the crossbody. Wow. Shelton Benjamin and The Miz haven't really done much with each other. For most of the time that Shelton Benjamin was around, and The Miz, both at the same time, they were both on ECW. But I don't remember a lot of one-on-one or even tag encounters between these two. Mainly because I didn't watch ECW. Did you watch ECW? Let's be so for real here. Nobody watched the revival of ECW after like 2009. Why do you think they replaced it? And so what the hell did Shelton Benjamin just do? I don't know, but Shelton Benjamin now using his former wrestling expertise to keep The Miz in an uncomfortable position, allowing him to take more control over this match until he gets out of the way of a kick. Then maybe not. Wait, down once, down twice, sold to the highest bidder! What the hell? Miz drop kicks Shelton out of the air! But will he do it? Okay, he will in fact do it again. Shelton and The Miz are going back and forth. Neither man has really gotten the upper hand in this contest. Shelton Benjamin is having to work his ass off tonight to get off superstars, and honestly, that's how it should be. Shelton, wait a minute. 450 splash? I didn't even know that Shelton could do such a thing. Isn't this one cool? God damn it, shut the fuck up. Shelton Benjamin, it's a T-bone suplex. And now Shelton goes to pick up The Miz, but a poke to the eye. Always ends up like that. Miz misses, so does Shelton. But grabs, holds on. But again, can't get Shelton. Misses the boot. And whatever Shelton was going for, he's not going for it anymore. Having this match start off Raw any other way would be an insult to either of these competitors. Both of these men are highly talented. Both of these men could become future world champions. And most importantly, both of these men are going to be around for years to come. Or at least 8 years. Come on. That's how long our contracts are for, right? Miz shoves off Shelton. Miz, again, shoving Shelton off. But wait, that's a Germany. That is Jonathan Germany. And that's a T-bone suplex to The Miz again. And that's a... I don't know what Shelton calls that. But that's it for The Miz. And Shelton Benjamin has taken down ego. Money beats ego, even though money feeds into ego. That's a different story, though. Shelton Benjamin has proved himself tonight on Raw that he is indeed the gold standard. And that he is not fool's gold. He is just real gold. This put The Miz below Ray, and that's it, because Shelton's not anywhere near the title scenes. Anyways, here's Shad Gaspard versus Sheamus. We are back live on Monday Night Raw, and Shad Gaspard is facing Sheamus. For what? Nothing really. But Shad Gaspard asked for this match, and I think the only reason the Raw general manager gave it to him is because he has been facing MVP a lot. Like, now it's genuinely been a lot. It's been at least 5 times. If you face someone 5 times in 2 months, that's a lot, regardless of what brand it is or how many people you add. So the Raw general manager decided to give him this match. Sheamus was okay with it too, surprisingly. I think he just wanted to be on the card. I ain't got time. And then, of course, we have the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. And this man is supposed to get a 1v1 match against Drew. The Raw general manager did say that he's supposed to get his run back against Drew after they fucked him over with the Miz rematch clause bullshit. My question is, will anyone else try to get their grubby little hands on the US title? That is the only question I have for the Raw general manager. And Shad Gaspard immediately knocks over Sheamus like he's just a rag doll. I wasn't expecting that this early into the match. Shad Gaspard is not a man you want to take lightly, though. Sheamus may think that tonight is easy dub, but Shad has been relatively inconsistent. But when he's a winner, he's a winner. That's a German suplex by the game. Triple H isn't here. Not tonight, unless he shows up to interfere with Shawn Michaels and shit. Clothesline. Nope. Clothesline, that one connects. Shad's going up to the top rope, hitting that massive elbow drop. And that could be Sheamus' night right there if he chose to go for the pin. Never mind. Oh, but Shad gets his run back, does the same thing to him. Shad's learning. Shad, wait, another clothesline. Shad's back in the other corner. We're going for yet another elbow drop. And until Sheamus stops him, I think he might just keep doing it. It's a working strategy. Oh. Never mind, it comboed into itself. Picking him up. Sheamus says, nope, hip breaks. I thought that the walking sounds in the game were someone entering the room. Damn it, I'm getting too immersed in wrestling, actually. Body slam by Shad. Sheamus says no to the ass whooping that he's going to receive. That's sky high. I think he made it worse for himself. And now Sheamus getting placed right down, and there goes Sheamus. The crowd really wanted Sheamus to get up, but Shad wins. Damn, they just kept going, huh? Shad Gaspard wins tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. And that's pretty much all you can say about this one. Wait a minute! This match is now a Falls Count Anywhere match! The Raw General Manager disagrees! That was his plan all along, wasn't it? Get these two in the ring to get him to go double time. But Sheamus is running away from the chair. Ooh, and remember, a steel chair in this match is legal now. Shad can do this. He can do this as many times as he feels like, including if Sheamus is gonna keep doing the same thing. Oh, wait, that's not what he wanted to do. And now Shad's grabbing the stairs, and I think Shad's saying, if I have to deal with this guy again. And now the fans have immediately turned on Sheamus. He sucks now. What is this bullshit? Oh, he just landed it on his leg. We can't find another steel chair under the ring, so I guess he's gotta go for plan B, the announce table. And that's Wade motherfucking Barrett. Wade, my boy. And he can get involved in this match this time. Maybe this is what he says. He's helping out his boy Sheamus. Oh, but Shad is immediately going after the completely fresh Wade Barrett, and that's legal. Even though it's already legal because it's considered self-defense. A low blow by Shad Gaspard. And I think Shad thinks that he's done. Throw Sheamus off of him, but he's not. So we gotta beat it into him head first onto the chair. What the fuck? What even happened? Wait just a damn minute. Shad Gaspard right onto the steps, and Wade cannot stop getting assaulted. And he wants more. He's not gonna stop. So Shad's going to give him more. Body slam straight onto the concrete. Clothesline onto it as well. All right, and now Wade doesn't want the smoke. Wade always has to learn his lesson the hard way, that he cannot save his friends, no matter how hard he tries. Even in matches where he's allowed to do certain things, he's not allowed to win the match for his allies. He's not Mark Henry. And that's Sky High! Right onto the steel, the concrete, half and half. I'll go with half and half. Back straight to it, and that's a slam onto the concrete. And Sheamus is out. That's the end for Sheamus and the United Kingdom tonight. What an episode of Raw so far. Shade and his old lucky friends are coming down on Monday Night Raw, and they're gonna beat the shit out of anybody from the UK. That's how you do it down in Clevelandville. Even though we're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the most northern part of the United States possible to be a big city. That was an upset victory, and it made Shad and Sheamus enemies. I wonder what could have possibly caused that. That moved Sheamus down and Randy Orton up, and that moved Shad up and Luke Gallows down, which is actually pretty much what I wanted. This also isn't going to affect the UK. Drew left? I was in silent shock for 25 seconds after this, and I'm not even joking. I have never seen that before. I didn't actually know that you could leave a faction. I thought that they were immortal. They're not. William Regal and Wade aren't even allies. The only people keeping this team together are Sheamus and Wade. William Regal could deadass leave tomorrow. The United Kingdom might fall apart. Speaking of the tag scene, the Stratus Society versus the Hart Foundation. We have just gotten word that Drew McIntyre has officially left the United Kingdom. In a statement released on Twitter just a few moments ago, Drew McIntyre said, quote, "I am the only person in this faction that can get shit done. I'm tired of hanging with losers. I'm better off on my own." This comes after Wade Barrett interfered in 3 matches with his tag partners, and none of them succeeded. Not a single time. The only success the UK has had outside of Drew McIntyre is Wade and William beating Airborne in a tag match on SmackDown last week. And that almost went wrong. Like, I get it. They are losers. But I didn't expect Drew to just leave. And then, of course, we have everybody's favorite tag team, the Hart Foundation. Last week, they were attacked by the Stratus Society. And according to all known laws of aviation, this means the Hart Foundation should attack the Stratus Society. But they won't, mainly because they have a surprise. And CM Punk with an immediate no. David Hart says no. I'm sure in an alternate universe he is one half of the tag champs, world heavyweight champ, whatever. But in this universe, he's not. He's a one-time tag champ. And that's it. That's all the Hart Foundation is. One-time tag champ. And CM Punk using Luke Gallows' opportunity to absolutely destroy David Hart Smith's back with an underhook suplex. David doesn't take too kindly to them, though. I wouldn't either. If I were David, I'd be kicking this guy's ass. But instead, I'm getting my ass kicked by CM Punk. And that's no good. Splash straight to David Hart. He sees Tyson Kidd trying to make moves. And he says no, but he should have been focusing on David Hart because he was getting up. But it's fine because CM Punk is a master of the art. And instead, he's just going to hit him with another knee to the back. David Hart Smith, CM Punk going shockingly back and forth. David Hart Smith is managing to hold his own against CM Punk. Power slam by the Hart. of the Hart Foundation, but a kick out immediately. One-legged Boston Crab that's in the rope, but it's not in the ropes anymore. He could have totally kept holding that. I guess he could have reached out and grabbed it. That's another power slam by David Hart, but another kick out by CM Punk. CM Punk has been trying to go for this for a little while now. Elbows straight to the heart of the Hart Foundation. Picks him up on his shoulders, and that is a successful go to sleep. Okay, that's a rope break. That's not a rope break, but Tyson kicks him anyways. Set him into Tyson. Maybe Tyson was supposed to do something, but he didn't. Going for a pedigree of all things. Trying to show Triple H for that match on Superstars, where he won by DQ. That's the only match I could think of where those two fought each other. And ooh, David's back into the other corner. And now a tag in by CM Punk. Now what the hell is this? Double axe handle straight to the arm. I don't think Luke Gallows has to do much to David Hart Smith at this point. Okay, well, we're back to this shit, huh? It's big boot o'clock, guys. Let's see how many times Anthony can count the misses this time. If I can actually get to the point where I can big boot Rey Mysterio! Who's Rey Mysterio after? It's probably CM Punk, let's be completely honest. But in Luke Gallows with a fucking bomb? And Tyson Kidd throws him over the ropes, and Rey's distracting the ref so that Tyson Kidd can break up the goddamn pin. Tyson, ooh, knocked him straight off. And Luke Gallows now has beef with Rey Mysterio. And now David Hart is going after CM Punk, tagging in Tyson Kidd. But I don't think Luke Gallows cares. The only thing that Luke Gallows cares about right now is beating Rey Mysterio's shit in for making the pinfall. And CM Punk's just watching. And getting knocked off the apron, but mostly just watching. Bitch learned his lesson. That's a tag into CM Punk. Probably less fresh out of the two, but I don't think it really matters. My microphone is to the side. Don't know why. Now Tyson Kidd gets DDT'd. I forget how this fucking game works. Knee! Wait, CM Punk backed up straight into David Hart, and a knee to the gut. But no. But no. But yes. But no? Kind of. And now Tyson Kidd tags in David Hart Smith. And he hits Punk in the face, and he hits Luke Gallows too. Turns around CM Punk and a Saito suplex by David Hart Smith. Pin! Cover! Oh! CM Punk immediately tags in Luke Gallows. He might have to finish this tag match off for CM Punk. David Hart also the weaker of the two. But now, with two men being weakened, is this just a one-on-one match with extra steps? I mean, as soon as David Hart tags in Tyson Kidd, obviously. Big boot straight to... Damn, that big boot really is just easier to hit, huh? Luke Gallows let David Hart think that he was safe before turning it into a powerbomb. CM Punk knocks Tyson Kidd off the apron. And that's it! Luke Gallows and CM Punk of the Straight Edge Society beat the Hart Foundation again. But it was a struggle, and there's no telling if these two will get another win against the Hart Foundation. It might be time for Hart Foundation to make a comeback. They almost won that one. Almost. But CM Punk got a second win immediately after being in with that Saito suplex. Seriously, how the flying fuck did he get that big of a second win? He was like, he didn't get hit, but he was still holding his stomach and shit, so he did. CM Punk and Luke Gallows are better friends, and Luke Gallows is now worse enemies with the entire Hart Foundation. Not to mention the side effect that Luke Gallows is now the #1 contender for the US title? Oh, hell no, Jigsaw, you tweaking. What the fuck? Drew McIntyre, our United States champion, is getting a #1 contender shot for the WWE Championship and United Champions as the United States champion. Now, if, and I mean if he wins this match, he could become the first dual champion in WWE. And then there's his opponent, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And what the hell is that attire? And he's just running down to the ring at a sprinting speed. That purple looks really nice though. And wait, Shawn Michaels going straight up to the top rope to hit a massive elbow drop on Drew McIntyre. Did he dye his hair blonde? And Shawn Michaels, wait just a damn minute. He's tuning up the band. And the fans are counting down the hits. 7. He's out. He's down. Shawn Michaels has beaten Drew McIntyre. No, he hasn't! No, he hasn't! He's not out! Drew's not down! Waited too long. He did too much. Oh, forearm? That's it, the kip up. You could say that this man's acting very vintage. I mean, I think after betraying Triple H and attire was in order, he was basically just using old recolored old recolored camo pants for like 3 fucking months straight, so I would probably swap too, man. Hell, Triple H wasn't even committing with you. You were the only person wearing that shit. Oh, Drew is trying to beat this man's ass. He really wants in that WWE Championship match. This opportunity for Drew McIntyre is unlike no other. And that is a massive elbow drop. And Shawn's back at it again. He's tuning up the band, but the ref is in the corner. He might hit the ref instead. Come on, don't hit the ref. Don't hit the ref. And that's a whoa! And Shawn is just going for whatever he can, but Drew says no. And Shawn's just got to keep it together. A massive elbow drop, but it's not the elbow drop we just saw. It was a new variation of that same elbow drop. And Shawn Michaels with a Luthez press. And that's a busted open Drew. That's an elbow drop straight to Drew McIntyre. But I don't think Shawn's messing around this time. That's a massive sweet chin music straight to Drew McIntyre. This match is over. Shawn Michaels wins. And that's it. Shawn Michaels in his first singles match attacked Drew. Still couldn't get the job done. So in the end, he beat him up some more and he won. About as heel as a Michaels can get. But he is still clapping it up. What the fuck are you pointing at the fans for? You think they're still gonna like you after you betrayed the game? Fuck's sake, man. Get it together. Bro's still trying to play the face, despite the fact he knows what he fucking did. Also, this means that Drew and Shawn were already rival. Okay, must have been something to do with the United Kingdom. Shawn is now the #1 contender for the world title, as expected. That's pretty much it for Raw, at least on the Superstars. Alright, okay, more of that. And a Battle Royal for funsies. That is a lot of people that are not usually on Superstar. Dolph Ziggler? Kane? But in the meantime, here's Druid versus Justin Gabriel. And on this episode of Superstars, the Druid is here. I don't know why, to be honest. I'm kind of not the biggest fan in the world of the Druid. I don't think many people are. If I'm gonna be so for real, I wouldn't say the Druid is my favorite of the Superstars on this roster for Superstars. But he is definitely something. He is totally something. But wait, Justin Gabriel attacking Druid! Where did his Druids go? Why did not a single person in Druid's little club try to stop Justin Gabriel from doing what he was doing right now? And that is a 450! Wasn't expecting that. That might be a rope break. That's totally a rope break. He put his foot there. I saw that. Druid's learning. Being taught what's best and what's good and what's right and what's wrong from somebody. Somebody's taking him under his wing. He's finally adapting to the climate that he's put himself in by leaving the Undertaker's side and being drafted to Raw at the exact same time, so you can't even go to ask him for help or anything. Justin Gabriel almost got his ass kicked entirely by... Oh! Can we get an instant replay? And so Justin tries it again, but gets the same result. Oh, and now Druid isn't moving.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
Justin Gabriel has defeated Druid. And that's about all you can say about this one. Druid matches are not exactly the most interesting thing in the world, but you know the result every time, so it's still nice to watch it done. Druid and Justin Gabriel are now even more as rivals. I wonder what could have possibly caused that. It's Jake the Snake Roberts versus David Otunga. Falls count anywhere. And Jake the Snake Roberts faces David Otunga. I know David Otunga requested this match. You know why I know David Otunga requested this match? Because he specifically wanted it to be falls count anywhere. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to bait The Rock out into coming to Jake's aid so that he can beat him up to and get a match with him. I know what happens here. I know the story, and it's not gonna work. You know why? Because The Rock doesn't care. He beat the World Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown. You know how few people have beaten The Undertaker? Yeah, Rock's in a league of his own now. He's not on Superstars anymore. He's a SmackDown staple now. You're never seeing him again, David. Not until you get to the big leagues. Speaking of the big leagues, never mind, it's David Otunga. My brain forgot immediately the person that was supposed to come out next. And David Otunga with that elbow. And remember, this match can go to the outside. David will be taking advantage of this as necessary. Or not as necessary. Immediately Irish whipping him out to the outside. And oh god, he's got a plan. Yep. Elbow drop straight to Jake. And that is a sledgehammer. Just hammering away at Jake the Snake. Misses. Gets the kick for his efforts. Thrown into the steps. And Jake might just be fighting for his life over there. Wait, he grabbed the sledgehammer now, but a steel step makes it to where Jake cannot do that. More step action, and with every step shot that David hits, there's a very real chance that... Oh, wait! No! David says no. More? Nope, not what I wanted, but he's gonna use it anyways. Hitting him in the leg. Down on the ground. He got crippled from that. It was as if you actually hit someone full force in the leg with a sledgehammer. Wait a minute, that's a belly to bell! not quite on the sledgehammer, but it definitely was following them as he did it. And that's a, ooh, right on the sledgehammer, that's it. Surely Jake is done, right? 1, 2, that's it. David Otunga beats Jake the Snake. Probably one of the fastest matches on Superstars. He just demolished him. He had no regard for any feelings of Jake. Not even time. He just really wanted to beat Jake's shit up. And honestly, I respect David more for that. I respect him more for just wanting to beat the shit out of a guy rather than trying to bait somebody out. Good on him. My respect waxes and wanes for these people based on their immediate first action. That made Jake and David's relationship worse. I wonder what could have possibly caused that. Anyways, our main event is a battle royal. This is gonna be a fun one to edit. And we welcome you to the end of Superstars with a battle royal. And in first, it's your main man, Cody Rhodes. This man, I think he's fighting with MVP. Last time we saw him, and MVP is in this match. But how much the two will interact is yet to be seen. Other than that, Cody Rhodes hasn't been doing too much. So it'll be interesting to see what he tries to accomplish in this battle royal. And then you have one of his opponents, Kane! Lucifer. Whatever the fuck his last name is, I'm pretty sure it's just Kane. We did that investigation. There wasn't even another guy wearing a mask in the building. Not even a Rey Mysterio was on Superstars, so very clearly this is Kane. I'm sure someone's glad that that plotline finally got resolved. Let's put a cliffhanger they've been waiting for since fucking the first month. Have they been waiting a year for that plotline to finish up? Nobody remembers that but me. And then, as we talked about, MVP is in the building! I knew there was gonna be something fucking wrong. You know what, I was just trying to make sure that his attire wasn't gonna be fucked up. His leg thing can be fucked up all at once. And then, we have Shad Gasper. This man was on Raw last night, and he beat Sheamus. So why is he in this Battle Royal? I think this might just be a Superstars Contenders Battle Royal. Let me look at my notes here. Oh yeah, that is what it is. There's the United States Champion Contenders Battle Royal. It's all of the top 6 or 7 contenders for the US title. That's a weird battle royal to have 2 weeks out from Night of Champions. I feel like this would have been better 2 weeks down the line, but okay. And one of those men is Dolph Ziggler. You can never go wrong with Dolph Ziggler. This man has been ferocious in his conquest to get Drew McIntyre. And he's been pretty successful outside of some submission matches that for some reason he can't fucking win. Yeah, I know, those stoke me too. Then again, I think Dolph admitted in an interview on Saturday that he forgot to target the head in the match, which is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard anyone say ever. How the fuck could you ever forget to target the head when your submission focuses it? Are you a fucking dumbass or are you just forgetful? Huh, Dolph? You gonna answer? No, you're just gonna stare into the camera like a dumbass. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you. And then, of course, Luke Gallows? Luke Gallows. Huh? Yeah, he is the #1 contender for the US title. I keep forgetting that he's the contender for the US title because it's just so outlandish. How could this man fight Drew and win? He's getting carried by Punk. What is there to say more? And Kane grabs Shad, and here we go. This match has gotten itself started. I think Kane is just going after whoever stands in his path. Anybody from Shad to Luke Gallows to, yep, okay, he just immediately went after Luke Gallows. Cool, clothesline, and now he's after Dolph. What the fuck? Kane is a monster, yes, but I don't expect him to go after everybody in the damn hemisphere. What the fuck? And so far, nobody has even attempted an elimination.
2 seconds later.
Oh, and Kane is going for Cody Rhodes now, trying to eliminate him. Will he be successful in his conquest to eliminate Cody? He might. He is. He immediately sees Shad going after Dolph, and he decides, I want in on that as well. Is he successful, though? Yes! Dolph and Cody are out immediately. And wait! Now he's after Shad! Is he gonna go for a 3-piece elimination? He just might. He just might. And Shad's out! Oh my god! And now, assisting Luke Gallows in being eliminated? Yep, there he goes. Wait, no! MVP's flipping the script on him, but Kane throws him out. But it's not over. DDT straight to MVP, maybe trying to weaken this big red machine more. He's eliminated literally everyone else in the match, at least partially. It wouldn't be too shocking if he got MVP too, but MVP's not going to go down without a fight, or maybe he will. Punch straight to MVP. MVP just won't go down though. Not even the clothesline works. The other clothesline works just as well. Okay, is the AI bugged? Is it because I'm in the corner and it's post-elimination? They don't know what to do. Kane is now trying to eliminate MVP, and this could very well be the end of MVP, and that, yep, that's it. MVP's out. Kane eliminated 5 super superstars in this battle royal. Nobody can stop the big machine that is Kane. Would really like it if he would do the fire thing, but no, technically he can't because this is a battle royal. It's kind of dumb. In terms of the rankings, I put Kane above CM Punk and Cody. That also moved Dolph up above MVP. Also CM Punk slower. Don't think anybody minds though. On the SmackDown, I guess. We welcome you live to Friday Night SmackDown in Omaha, Nebraska, and Vance Archer is fighting Christian. I seriously don't know how Vance Archer keeps getting put on SmackDown. I know that he was in a tag with Jericho, but, you know, did he do much in that tag team? They weren't even fucking named, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, I just realized his Titantron is just a bunch of him doing the, okay, that Titantron sucks fucking ass. And then you have Christian. Christian being one of the few people that can go toe-to-toe with Vance Archer has been put into this match to see what's next for Christian, I guess. Sure. Christian, leg. No beauty shot for Christian. Instead, getting his beauty removed forcefully by Vance Archer. Rest in peace to Christian's natural beauty. Is he that? I mean, when he has a beard, it looks nice, but I think every guy with a beard looks nice, so, hey, what is that really saying? It means elbow to the chest, and Christian going up to the top rope, and timing it perfectly to a diving headbutt just within the confines of whatever the hell Christian turning into a shoulder tackle. I think that's all that does, and a massive clothesline by Vance Archer. How did he manage to get, like, that had to be frame fucking perfect. What is this bullshit? I just got out of a fucking battle royal. Cut me a little bit of slack when it comes down to the fucking button mashing mini games. Because the man that wins every single match, diving headbutt by Christian, and that is the kill switch. That killed him. That killed him. And that is it for Vance Archer. I don't have anything to say for the end of this match. Also, I can tell the game's having a panic attack, so I'm just gonna skip it before it crashes. Please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. Vance Archer and Christian are now enemies. R-Truth is in the... Former IC champ might be coming in for the world title. That also moved Christian above Vance Archer, which I think that was the point. Cool. And who's this? Wait a minute, that's Bret the Hitman Hart! And I can't believe it! He's here on SmackDown! The newest, technically newest? Oldest? Member of the Hart Foundation is here! But who's his opponent? And his opponent is Vladimir Kozlov! I never would have thought that Vladimir Kozlov would be the man to fight Bret Hart, but it looks like tonight is his night to fight like no other man is willing to fight. Vlad's telling him to get up. Now he obliges, throw him into the rope. He missed. Bret will use this opportunity to take him down. Bret doesn't want his first match back to be a failure against Vladimir Kozlov. He's better than that. Wait, Vlad puts him up. Reverse DDT. And that could be it for our Hart founder. We go for it again? No. $1 Million Dream leg sweep. Ted's fuming in the back right now. His match against Taker and Big Show is coming up as a main event of tonight's episode of SmackDown. Wow. Wait. Bret takes Vlad down from the corner, going up to the top rope, and that's a massive... Never mind. Forget I said anything. Definitely forget I said anything. Vlad is beating this guy's ass, and I don't know why. Vlad definitely locked in tonight. He realized who was on the schedule, and he said, all right, I gotta prove myself against Bret the Hitman Hart. Oh, wait. I thought he was going to put him in the sharpshooter, not going to lie. Nope, instead just swinging him around town and then yeeting him on the other side. Vlad again fails to get Bret Hart. And if I had to say anything, Bret's attire looks a little off in comparison to the other attires for the other members of the Hart Foundation. Slightly more violet? Actually, I would say it looks a little less purple. More pink. Did I just hear someone say go back to Russia? Damn, we really are legalizing racism when it's against the Russians, huh? Bret Hart up on the top rope, punch straight to the face, punch again to the face, wait, kick. Bret isn't gonna take that for much longer, double, ah! Bret, okay, he missed. Bret, okay, he missed again. Bret's not really showing himself. Okay, kick to the midsection. What's Bret gonna do next? DDT? And now the fans are saying that Kozlov is gonna kill Bret the Hitman Hart. I'm not sure about the legitimacy of that claim just yet. Guy Kozlov was killing him earlier, but maybe not anymore. Hold on, wait. Kozlov may have just gotten his mojo back right then and there. Oh, yep, it's possible. Tree of Woe position being set up into. Oh, wait, kick. Bulldog. Shades of his British friend. What's Brett going for? That's a massive double axe handle. Brett just hits Vlad with literally any fucking thing. That move is so hard to fucking deal with. Wait, Vlad going for a submission against Brett the Hitman Hart. It's a rope break. German suplex by Brett. Brett's gotta be desperate. Relenting offense just to get ahead of the game. Wait a minute. That is a massive pile driver. Kozlov sending Bret Hart to the outside. Very proud of that one. Now Bret goes back up to the top rope to hit himself. A double axe handle. Oh. And getting back into the ring, he got dazed. And now Bret's got him set up right for another pile driver. Very similar situation here. So the best option for him this time is to simply drag him back to land. And that could very well be it for Vladimir Kozlov. Sharpshooter locked in tight. And it's enough. He tapped out instantly. Bret Hart beats Vladimir Kozlov. What a match for Vlad, for Bret, for everybody. Let's continue on SmackDown. Oh wait, Bret Hart's going for a handshake, but a denial from Vlad. First match for Bret, and he's already being disrespected by the SmackDown locker room. This is the environment that the SmackDown general manager has created for his talent by having no goddamn leadership skills. That did actually move Vlad back into the IC title scene, which is what I wanted. Even though he lost, that is what I wanted. Anyways, here's Rob Van Dam versus Jack Swagger. And we are live on SmackDown, and apparently Rob Van Dam is here tonight too. The SmackDown general manager has finally decided to bring some people up from superstars, including Rob Van Dam. I'm a little late on the approach of that one, but I can't exactly time every time RVD does that, now can I? And then there's his opponent, Jack Swagger. We haven't seen this man since he was getting his ass beat by Taker every week. But Jack Swagger is not someone you want to mess with. His powerbomb is awesome. His fucking bullshit is electric. And most importantly, he will fuck your day up if you're not careful. It's all about timing with this man. That's a lot of pyro still. I still don't know why we give him half SmackDown's pyro budget. And Rob Van, can we throw that fucking guy out of the arena? And RVD absolutely attacking Jack Swagger. It's his first match on SmackDown in a while. He's got to make sure that he is ready to beat the man up. And who better to start with than Jack Swagger? A man who also hasn't shown up on SmackDown a lot and who's also getting stomped on quite literally right now. Yin and yang right on the ass, a common fixture of Rob Van Dam attires. Don't ask why, it's just always there. And Rob Van Dam with a whisper in the wind. I don't even know if that is a whisper in the wind, to be fair. I just say that because it looks like it. Clothesline to the outside. Rob Van Dam going to the outside with a 450. I think Rob Van Dam wants to recreate that one live for us all. Throwing Swagger onto the announce table. Here we go. Climbing up the steps, doing everything he possibly can. That's a moonsault straight to the announce table. That's a kick. That's another kick. Swagger's dodging all the kicks. But you can't dodge forever. Send him in. Wait, Rob Van Dam sends him out. Right into the barricade. But he's back up instantly. Wait, he's in the ring. Thankfully. He hopped over the rope and that was enough. Despite Jack Swagger's attempts to get him to step out, he's back in the game. Swagger was willing to win by any means necessary, including locking a guy out of the ring because he went up the steps completely on accident. These kicks to the head, they only get worse. Okay, well, my decisions, they only get worse. Wait, over the top rope, and that is a move. Jack Swagger's trying to get his shit rocked, but wait, Rob Van Dam got too cocky, thrown to the outside for seemingly no reason. Swagger just wanted to taunt in revenge. Luckily, we have Rob Van Dam to tell him that he gets hit with another 450. Monkey flip. Rob Van Dam, rolling thunder. That's it. Speaking of that's it, Rob Van Dam hits a 5-star frog splash. He's got to drag him out of the ropes before he can do anything. And he did. Wow. 1, 2... That's it. Rob Van Dam has beaten Jack Swagger. And Rob Van Dam goes for a handshake. Will Jack accept? No, he never does. Because nobody ever accepts a handshake. That also did nothing. Wow. Okay, in the terms of the rankings, nothing's happening. Anyways, here's a lot of matches. And in our main event of Friday Night SmackDown, bring out the ladders because it's The Undertaker, Big Show, and Ted in a ladder match. Our World Heavyweight Champion is getting put through it every single Friday to make sure that he is the rightful World Heavyweight champion. And is he? I mean, yeah, probably. Night of Champions is coming up soon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's got this one in the bag. And then there is, of course, Ted DiBiase. And Ted DiBiase has made himself look a bit weaker in the past few weeks, getting chokeslammed in cables and ladders last ride in. And Ted DiBiase is looking to reclaim some of that by attacking the Big Show. And normally, I think Taker would allow that, but he's gotta realize who the threat is, and that is Ted DiBiase. This isn't a tables match. He can't just go willy-nilly in it anymore. He's gotta have a little bit of strategy. Wait, double choke slam to Ted DiBiase, and Big Show got stumbled on a ladder. Technically, Taker set that ladder up there, so I guess that's technically his fault. Oh, Ted, the master of triple threat matches, tried to send Taker, but Taker sends him over. And now Big Show wants the smoke. No, he doesn't. But it's fine because he tried to taunt directly in front of the Undertaker. Wait a minute, Ted DiBiase getting chokeslammed? No. Not yet. That ladder is being really goddamn noisy. Thankfully, Big Show picked it up. Taker goes for another choke slam, and that's a DDT. Setting it up directly in the middle. Never mind. Hold on. He's got to reset it up. Tries to set it up directly in the middle again. Doesn't set it up. Taker sets Ted into the ladder. The Big Show is not having a good time tonight. At this point, I think he's just gotten straight to watching. He punches. He was an opportunist. You're not Edge. Also, that ladder is now out of here. Thank God. It was making more noise than it was worth. And Big Show knocks out Taker. Never mind. He's back up. Taker is now going to get the ladder back in this one. He's gonna make sure that there's always at least one ladder in the ring at all times. But he can always go and get it. Big Show trying to set the ladder up right now. Yep, and he actually sets it up perfectly. Right in the middle. Big Show might Big Show's climbing up. Ted's gonna climb up the ladder too. Wait a minute. Wait just a damn minute. Taker pushing them both down, and they both landed directly on the ropes, and they're both back up immediately too, which makes things more interesting. Ted's taking the ladder. Set it back down. Double suplex. Double suplex by Big Show. And wait, that's a choke slam. Is that straight to Ted DiBiase? Yes, it is. Wait a minute. Hold on. Taker setting up the Big Show. Wait, into the ladder? Are we real? Into the ladder! Taker throws Ted to the outside, but is that gonna be enough to get him out of the ring for long enough? Big Show's back up. Ted's grabbing another ladder. And Taker says, if you want to ball, let's ball. Taking the ladder all the way around the ring. And now Taker, wait just a damn minute. Oh, are you fucking, god damn it. You're stuck on a fucking corpse again. And you're really gonna make me throw you off the damn thing this time? Alright, you know what? Fuck you. It's your turn to get chokeslammed. Into a ladder, maybe? Into a ladder? Nope, not quite. Chris Jericho! We've got ourselves a fatal four-way situation every single week now. And wait, another last ride. Is this gonna be into a ladder, or is Jericho gonna get in the way? No, it's on a ladder. And he gets cold braked immediately afterwards. Damn. Jericho wants to go after Taker next. Oh, but that was a horrible idea. And that's a cold breaker to The Undertaker. That might have been worth it. Ted's doing his one punch. Taker and Big Show have been laid out. This is Ted's opportunity to go for the ladder, but instead he attacks the Big Show and he gets the knees up. Ooh. And he got back up fucking immediately. Of course he did. When would he not? This is Ted DiBiase we're talking about here, guys. Big Show's climbing the ladder. Big Show could very well be in a situation. Oh, headbutt. Wait, flipped him over into a ladder. This could be Taker's moment. Come on. Big Show's watching. He's not doing anything, but he always pushed down the ladder. But Ted immediately let him get back up, and that's a busted open Ted DiBiase. Took him down by going for a leg move that almost never does anything worthwhile, but instead he just grabbed another fucking ladder. But wait, Taker says it's time to go old school. The fans say it's time to go Big Show. Big Show even says it's time to go Big Show. Wait, you know ladder? Not quite like that, but yes, on a ladder. Okay, over a ladder, I should say. Big Show's fat fucking body's in the goddamn way, and I think Taker's just kind of spiking him for it. Oh, he got it out of the way. But now he's got to set the ladder back up, because Ted DiBiase not only stole it from him, but he also put it up wrong. Hold on, he actually set it up perfectly? Wait a minute. Ted DiBiase's the genius after all. Big Show's not going for it quite yet, but he couldn't get it in time before the next rung. The Taker sits up. Power slam. Running all over. Ted got too cocky. This is his time. This is his moment. He was so close to grabbing that briefcase and having it stick. And now both men are down. Why is it taking so long for you to tug on this briefcase? Yes! Taker wins. That's it. He's out. Taker has won another day of victory against Ted DiBiase and The Big Show with Chris Jericho. Hey, editing seed here. There's a mic switch here, and it's bad. Oh God, is this first episode really bad with it? If you don't want to listen to the shittiest mic in the world, skip to this timestamp for your own pleasure. All right, back to the video. Are you... Oh, okay. Okay. Damn, what an episode of Raw. What an episode of Raw, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I've been more disappointed in an episode of Raw in like forever. Let's do this. We welcome you back live from Miami, Florida with new recording equipment. And, well, it's the Druid. Yep, he's showing up on Raw again. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. The second he won a match against the WWE Champion Edge in that handicap match, I knew the Raw General Manager was gonna be like, oh, now we gotta put him on Monday. Oh, we gotta put him on the main show. We don't have to do anything like that. We're just being a fucking moron for no goddamn reason. And then there's his opponent, Mike Knox. And this guy is ready to knock somebody out. Aha, spelling, saying things. I'm so funny. Let's just do the match. And immediately a diving hip toss by the Druid to start this match out. And honestly, I should have expected that Mike Knox accidentally grabbed the referee instead of Druid. Everything is going wrong for this man tonight. What a shocker for a man named Mike Knox. I can't believe it. He's fought the Druid a couple times. I think he's the only person that he's won against, but I wouldn't know that since I still haven't updated the goddamn sheet that talks about everybody's wins and losses. Damn it. I'm really gonna need to update that sheet. I have no idea what to say about this match, ladies and gentlemen. All I know is that this is a great, totally great opener to Monday Night Raw. No one is disappointed with the action tonight. I'm bad. Okay, failure. It's a kick to the midsection. It's a double axe handle. It's a clothesline to the neck. Classic setup. Thank you, Mike Knox, for just not hitting the move. Hit this one, though. No, you won't. Hit this one, though. Nope. Okay. Hit this one, though. God damn it. Hit this one, though. I'm gonna kill somebody. Hit. Great start. Hit this one. He ducked. I got ass cam. Not the referee ass cam. I just hit the damn move. Just hit the damn move, please. Oh, perfect setup. He was stunned and everything. Right, turn around. Turn around. Big boot. That was like the one big boot that shouldn't have hit. It was too far. What the fuck? And that is a Sister Abigail by Mike Knox, even though the naming convention doesn't make sense. 1, 2, this match ends. We ended it. It's over. And there you have it. Mike Knox has defeated Druid to open Monday Night Raw. That did nothing for rankings anyways. Great. Here's Biz versus Sheamus in a #1 contenders match. I just realized Luke Gallows is the #1 contender, but he's not in this match. That's really funny. What are you with yellow? And up next, the Raw General Manager actually went back on their word. And now Sheamus is gonna have to fight The Miz for the #1 contendership for the US title to fight Drew for it at Night of Champions. And my, oh my, oh my, oh my. He's fighting The Miz. The Miz has not been very successful in chasing that US title, let me tell you. But I genuinely don't know what else The Miz is gonna do if he doesn't get this US title. He's gonna have to wait a month and a half otherwise to get another shot at any title. What a sad existence for this man. And then there's Sheamus, a man who gets title opportunities by things that are out of his control. Miz cashed in his rematch clause at the Bash, and that caused Sheamus to even be in this position. My question is, would Sheamus have been in this #1 contenders match if it wasn't for everybody's favorite, The Miz, cashing in that rematch clause? Would he have been thrown to the side like all of the previous contenders? Would Dolph have been given a shot? Would Chad? Again, who knows? Not I, that's for sure. Of course, there's a #1 contenders match, in case you didn't notice by the fact that I actually said it this time. I'm not even lying. And Sheamus with a massive shoulder tackle. And something I forgot to mention is that this match is a Falls Count Anywhere match, which means that this match could go to the outside for free, and there are no consequences. That's a much better way of just saying, oh yeah, by the way, you can fucking go to the outside. There are no countouts, you know? Wild Cole should take some notes. That's all I'm gonna say. Miz eats some of that, and Sheamus is just a rolling ball. He is the ball that Sisyphus is pushing up the mountain and failing to get over. He is the literal unstoppable force. I wouldn't call Miz an immovable object, but I will say that Sheamus is an unstoppable force. And this match has officially gone to the outside. And remember, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna finish the goddamn sentence. Edge! Edge is finally taking revenge on Sheamus! But Sheamus is still stuck on the Miz. Or not. But wait, oh, right on the chair that he threw down! Now Edge throws Sheamus into the ring, goes in with him. The Miz is picking up the chair now, and it's Wade Barrett with a chair! It's pandemonium here. This US title match has turned into a UK versus Edge beatdown, but Miz is taking care of Barrett. Sheamus has got his chair, hits Miz with it, and now... Oh, he hit Wade Barrett with the chair on accident, but Edge is leaving, and Wade Barrett follows him, making sure he doesn't try to come back out anyways. Guys, Wade Barrett finally fucking did something. Oh my god, I didn't think he could do that. Now Miz looking worse for wear than before. Irish curse backbreaker. I think we know what's coming. Sheamus picks up the Miz right at the edge of the ring, maybe aiming for that chair. Oh, just barely went over it. That's a 1, that's a 2, and that's a 3. Sheamus defeats The Miz and is going to Night of Champions. And for Sheamus, this is huge. He could potentially defeat Drew McIntyre at Night of Champions and secure himself a victory against one of the first ever US champs of this new era. That moved Sheamus above Orton and Batista above The Miz, and that moved Luke Gallows below Sheamus and Chad above The Miz. And I assume that the United Kingdom has grown even stronger, even if you can't see it, because they're the only allies they have. Anyways, it's Jimmy Snuka versus Ezekiel Jackson. And up next, we have another set of mysterious Monday Night Rawsmen. It's Jimmy Superfly Snuka. This man has appeared a handful of times on Superstars, and tonight he gets his run-in on Raw. And wait, that's Ezekiel Jackson! Finally making his, I think, debut tonight against Jimmy Snuka. And now he's just, oh, that's not good. You're a Nagi of some sort by Ezekiel Jackson, and I think the Zeke man himself has won. What a quick match and debut for Ezekiel Jackson. Now, he did attack Jimmy Snuka, so we didn't get to see any wrestling prowess from this man, but I hope that he does that less often in the future. That made Jimmy Snuka and Ezekiel Jackson's relationship worse? Huh. That didn't do much for Raw, so let's just move on to the main event of John Morrison versus Batista. And tonight, Batista is in the building. Batista, it's been a minute since we've seen him. I think the last time that I remember seeing him, he was beating the ever-living shit out of Rey Mysterio. But tonight, he gets to face John Morrison. I know, it sounds so scary when you look into it. But Batista will, I imagine, bomb this guy to hell. And that's all I can really say of my predictions. But until then, John Morrison won't be playing any make-believe. But wait, he's attacking Batista, the smartass. He's gonna beat down the man. Smart strategy by John Morrison. Will this pay out for him? No, absolutely fucking not. He's gonna get his ass whooped even faster. Wait, hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. It's not looking good for this man. And Batista, okay, just picking him up, slamming him down. Yep, not a good idea by John Morrison. You made the animal angry, and now it's gonna rush you down like no tomorrow. But John Morrison isn't just gonna let Batista take him down like that. Yep, he's gonna fight back as much as physically possible, which doesn't include reversing that back suplex. That was apparently not physically possible. But, of course, Batista getting thrown back somehow by John Morrison. I know he has muscles, but he doesn't have that much muscle. Come on. You know, I've always wondered why this Batista outfit had a dragon on it. It's the end of the sentence. I've just wondered that. Batista taking this fight to the outside, potentially trying to get in some stairs action. Wait! And right onto the stairs. Uppercut by John Morrison, just trying to whittle down the animal as much as possible before he goes in for the Starship Pain. It seems more possible than ever. Wait, again? No, throwing him around. There's no safe place for John Morrison in this arena. If you're in a match with Batista, he will find you. And Batista, wait, he's going back in just to reset the count. And that's an elbow, what the hell? And slamming his head straight into the post, and that's blood. Bleeding Mr. Morrison. And that's a kick to the midsection. We know where this one's going. It's a Batista bomb. And that's it. John Morrison has to be out of it. And he is! Batista beats John Morrison in one of the quicker episodes of Monday Night Raw. Despite the John Morrison attack, Batista is just too much to overcome. And that's okay. Not everyone's gonna be able to defeat this 300-something monster. I know I wouldn't be able to. John Morrison and Batista apparently were also enemies by that point. Batista is now above Ray and The Miz. Things just keep getting worse for The Miz. That didn't affect John Morrison, presumably because, yeah, John Morrison isn't in any of the title scenes. On to Superstars. And Superstars is starting out super with Mike Knox. Again, on Raw, he received one of his first appearances on the brand, and he beat up the Druid just like he did last week. Tonight, though, he moves up in the world, and he gets to face a new opponent. Now, the Superstars general manager hasn't exactly stated who that opponent is, but I guess we're gonna find out together. Oh, and it's the Gold Standard! Shelton Benjamin, my main man Shelton. How we do? Oh, his hair is looking like... He might have got some in his hair. Someone might have had him do some sort of challenge backstage. He got a stain in there. Or does he? I did not expect Shelton Benjamin to be our main guest of honor tonight.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Kick straight to it. Mike Knox is not going to be having fun tonight, no matter the circumstances. When you're dealing with the Gold Standard, you got to be nothing short of golden. And that is not what Mike Knox is. 450 by Shelton. Holy shit, this guy's got it. Mike Knox knocks him down, though. But even the goldest of standards still make mistakes from time to time. Shelton, what the hell? A diving crossbody to get Shelton off the ropes, and I did not expect that. But another kick to the mid of the head proves that it doesn't matter. But of course, the goldest standard of Shelton Benjamin and the power of Mike Knox are clearly gonna clash here tonight. If Mike Knox can get anything done, oh my god. It's impossible, apparently. I did not expect that, except I kind of did. Shelton Benjamin puts Mike Knox back in the ring, and he is not playing around. That is a moonsault by Shelton Benjamin, but Mike Knox isn't having any of that high flyer shit. But a T-bone suplex he might be taking. Shelton can't get this guy up, but he can not do that. Mike Knox too cocky, tried to tell him to get up, and now he got hit with the gold. The gold plate? Sure, the gold plate. Why not? That's it for Mike Knox. What more could he do? And the answer of what more he can do has been answered. Win.
That shit don't even make no fucking sense.
This didn't affect anything. When is Shelton gonna show up in the top 10? He's been winning like every fucking match. Jake the Snake Roberts coming out with Damian. Now, interestingly to me is that he hasn't used Damian once. Not a single time has he ever used his snake to his advantage. So I'm kind of wondering, is he not doing that intentionally? Is he saving it for a special occasion? Or is he just kind of an ass? I mean, it's a weapon. He could use it. In false count anywhere matches, there's no rule against snakes in the WWE, so Damian very well could, if he really wanted to, just fight David's arm with Damian, and then he wins. Boom. Technically, that would be liable under attempted murder if he survived, but that's a different court case. Anyways, David Otunga has found himself a friend after so long. The one man that was willing to support his cause that you never think would. The Undertaker. How did he do this? I have no idea. But for one night, maybe, The Undertaker will be supporting his best pal, David Otunga. What the fuck happened to his forehead? And David Otunga, no. Okay, knee by Jake the Snake. And Jake the Snake is kicking David's ass. He's getting revenge for last week whenever he beat his ass so hard in that Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm kind of shocked. Punch straight to his dome, face first on the ground. David's finally starting to get some offense in. Good for him. And Jake's getting cocky because Taker's in the ring. What the fuck happened to the camera? David Otunga and Jake the Snake have had one of the most heated rivalries on Superstars. David got betrayed by Wade, and because Wade went to Raw, he had to take all of his anger out on Jake the Snake because The Rock is on SmackDown, and David can't reach him from there. Ever since that match where he beat The Undertaker, we haven't seen The Rock on Superstars nor on SmackDown since. So my question is, when are we gonna see him on SmackDown? And when are we gonna see David move up to the heights of SmackDown? These are both good questions. I guess it's up to the SmackDown general manager, who we know isn't exactly the best at making things right, but the fans are rallying behind Jake the Snake Roberts. And he's pulling it back? But he can't. David's just too quick. He knows what he's gonna do. These two have fought a half dozen times. Jake the Snake is trying to peel back his hair, and now he's trying to taunt, but David's having literally none of it. He's making sure he's getting his belly to belly off properly, and the ref is actually telling him off for that. For some reason, that's sky high. Surprisingly, not a rope. Can I get a zoom in, please, on that? Hold on. The goddamn fucking leg. Okay. Embarrassing for David. Jake put his leg under the rope, but now that only means that David's even angrier. And he's gonna come back twice as fast, twice as hard, and most importantly, twice as likely to steal yo bitch. David's not even gonna mess around with the grounded attacks. He's just gonna belly to belly Jake the Snake like there is no tomorrow, and he taunts. This time David learned his lesson, but the lessoner is Jake, and he's not willing to give it to him. One clothesline, and why not a second clothesline that takes David's head off? Taker's looking in the background. He's starting to regret this alliance with David, but getting him out of the way, David's gonna show him why he should still believe in the Nexus. It may take a little while more of work than anyone wanted, but David Otunga will be getting this W against Jake the Snake Roberts. There is no leg situation to save Jake here. The match is over, and David Otunga beats the Snake himself. And just what a match. David had to go and beat him basically 3 times in order to get him down. Jake might be a more difficult opponent in the future after this. But my question is, did this do anything with him and Taker? Or was this just a one-time thing? Please be a tag team. I actually really want this to happen. Please. Fuck. Did that make them allies? No! And in the main event of Superstars, we have from Brooklyn, New York, JTG. And wow, I did not expect to see JTG on Superstars after the Battle Royal last week. That, if I remember correctly, that was a Raw Battle Royal. No shit, he wasn't in it. I just wasn't expecting to see JTG, alright? Is that fair? I think that's fair. But JTG is ready to Brooklyn. That's all I can really say. He's ready to get it down. Look at that man. He's getting it down. Oh yeah, breakdancing. Primo! One half of the Unified Tag Champs. Look what this man has been degraded to. He's the IC champ, and he's on Superstars. He's a Unified Tag Champ. He's an IC champ. And yet, he's on Superstars. What is this bullshit? Explain that one. But Primo is gonna prove to everyone why he should be on Friday Night SmackDown. And he's gonna do it by beating up JTG and proving that he doesn't need to fight him for the title at Night of Champions, opening up the contender slot to more people. But JTG wants to prove that he should be at Night of Champions and that he should be fighting, well, Primo. So, of course, these two had to fight each other. It only makes sense. I just kind of wish that Primo could actually hit his sentons, but Primo sets him up perfectly for a whisper in the wind. Windy tunnel. Speaking of a windy tunnel, he's winding up just to throw him down straight to the mat. Kick? Nope. Oh wait, getting back up from the elbow and getting pop-up powerbomb by JTG. My God. The ref is knocked over. This allows Primo to get some time as the ref... Primo's just gonna go for it anyways. The little kick thing. The beauty shot from the top rope, and there's a diving headbutt. And wait, out of that little hit, Primo hits a backstabber. Learning from the last match that he just probably watched backstage, he pulls JTG away from the ropes first, hitting his 1, hitting his 2, and hitting his 3. That's it for JTG. Primo wins this episode. Not the whole episode. You decide who wins the whole episode. I might make a game out of that. Like, who wins this episode? Who got the best results? This moved Primo above Kofi. This means that Primo is actually dangerously close to being in the world title scene with his friend Ted. And that Vladimir is now above JTG. Fuck is this? We have Vance Archer, Kofi Kingston, and Chris Masters in Kofi's corner. Then we have Evan Byrne versus Primo in a Falls Gamer match with Santino. The Rock versus Kozlov. Ted versus Big Show. What is up today? What's in the air? What's making these GMs do this? We're live on SmackDown, very close to where Raw was in Orlando, Florida, and Vance Archer has been taking a hit recently. He's been seen as weaker than he was when he was with Chris Jericho. Some assume that Chris Jericho might have been training him and telling him how to do better strategies. But tonight he looks to put that all behind him by allowing someone to manage the other person behind him. Kofi Kingston has Chris Masters behind him to face Vance Archer, and I wonder what this relationship might look like. But if you think about it for a second, wasn't Chris Masters with with Jake the Snake and The Rock? Why is he with Kofi? Why is he with Airborne at all? This feels like a weird pairing, and I don't really like it. But whatever. Kofi Kingston, Evan Bourne, and Chris Masters could be the next big faction on SmackDown. You never know. Of course, actually having factions formed just based off one managerial appearance is very rare, but not something that hasn't happened before. I mean, that's how Ted and Primo happened, and look where they are. They're holding on pretty strong. Now, is that because of a lack of competition in the tag space? I'll fucking let you decide that one, Chief. Kofi gets it up, and he hits a boom drop from the top rope. Vance Archer's never had to deal with something like this before, or rarely. Chris Jericho wasn't that high fly when he was with him. He doesn't really know how to deal with this, maybe? That's a possible explanation for why this is happening the way that it is. Then again, Kofi also did just straight up miss, so what the fuck do I know? And Vance just keeps taking him down, but he can't keep him down. That's the problem here. And Kofi, wait! Vance barely moved out of the way. He was so close to just being attacked. Kofi senses opportunities in the air, and he's making sure that they get taken advantage of. Might I say, here's one now, a body splash. And wait, that's the boom drop. But Vance is immediately back up, and he's taking advantage of that. Kick to the midsection and a trouble in paradise. And truly, this is not a paradise for Vance Archer. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Chris Masters didn't do much to help out Kofi Kingston, but I can admit that Kofi Kingston would have won this match anyways. Let's be fair. And life rolls on for Vance Archer, and for Kofi, and for Chris Masters. But this was a neat little pairing while it lasted. And Kofi's even trying to offer Vance a handshake, but like fucking always, a handshake is not taken. God damn it. Getting ridiculous, guys. Can we just get one guy to take a handshake? On the bright side, that didn't affect any of the affairs of anything ever. So, anyways, here's Evan Bourne versus Primo. And then there's the other half of Airborne, Evan Bourne. Now, Evan didn't get nearly as lucky as Kofi Kingston. Instead, he has to face Primo, who last night on Superstars defeated JTG with Santino Marella? What the am I looking at that right? Yeah, it is Santino. What the fuck? Why is Santino with Primo? Is he the next member of the Puerto Rican Pridefuls? Does he like Puerto Rico more than his own home country of Italy? Primo and his IC Unified Tag titles are on SmackDown, just like he wanted. The SmackDown general manager listens to its fans, its complainers, and it tells them, hey, we'll do what you ask of us. Don't get it twisted. We like listening to our audience. Then why haven't you done any trade? And wait a minute. You know what I just realized? This is a Falls Count Anywhere match. I see where this is going. I see. Wait, Evan Bourne kicked him out. He's kicking him in the midsection. He sending Santino out. Wait, belly to belly. Oh, never fucking mind. Santino's making a fool of himself like usual. Punch and wait. Splash straight to it. What the hell's Primo going for? Oh, wait. Okay, that didn't work out. And a there are no combos between these two. My goodness. But wait, Santino tried to go grab another chair, but just not a possible option. But Santino now actually does get to go and grab that other chair. And Primo's just kicking him in the legs while he's there. Wait, he gave that chair to Evan. Evan with the kick. Santino is now having to attack him while he's down, and now the Primo can go and get him. He's going to grab another chair, but I think Primo has a similar idea. Steel chair and sledgehammer grab at the same time. And they try to hit Evan at the same time, but one of them took priority, and that was Primo. Oh! I think Primo bugged out. I think he's still technically grabbing the chair? What the fuck? What's going on? Oh, I got it. I know how to fix this. Okay, that should fix it. There we go. Okay, he's back. And that is a successful victory, potentially, for Evan Bourne and Primo. Yep, they just beat the shit out of Evan Bourne. Primo got a little fucked up, but the match is over. Imagine if I wasn't in that match. I mean, technically that glitch wouldn't have happened, but like, you know. Primo and Santino are apparently a match made in heaven, just like Primo and Ted DiBiase. But will they actually form a tag team? I suppose we're about to find out. I swear to God, if this forms, but not Taker and David, I'm okay, thank God. I was about to be so pissed off. That moves Santino above Chris Jericho, Vlad, JTG, and Big Show off one win. And that moved Evan Bourne below Christian and Vance Archer. Okay, good to know. And The Rock is back on SmackDown. It's like this guy finally started listening to me. It's like he actually started listening to the guy that's right, which is me. I'm correct. The Rock is on SmackDown, but tonight he faces Vladimir Kozlov, who last week similarly broke in Bret Hart into SmackDown. And that was a tough challenge for Brett to overcome, but in the end, he did win. Then The Rock looks to do the same. But communism will not rest until these two guys are dead. And that's fine. Probably not actually Vlad's point, but tank. He's the bad guy because his Titantron is a tank and he likes the Soviet Union. So you're supposed to dislike him actually. And The Rock! Oh, nope, wait. The Rock and Vladimir Kozlov are actually two very similar characters. That elbow apparently got a massive reaction from the crowd as if it was something new. It really wasn't. Everything. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Vladimir Kozlov. You're just so cool to work. You're so fun to work with, man. I hope you continue to have a long and prosperous career within our company, which you totally will. You'll be one of those people that's around for 4 months. You're getting fired after this. Rock finally getting some control back in this match and a massive clothesline. And The Rock is apparently feeling frisky. He really shouldn't have. The Rock's down and out outside, but Vladimir Kozlov is looking stupider than ever. There we go. And what the fuck was that? Why does he just get to do that for free, varmint? The Rock can't beat some sense into Vlad here. He's just doing everything possible to make sure that he keeps what he thinks is rightfully his, which is his goddamn signature. He actually reverses every other goddamn move. This guy should be called the final boss. Dude, I'm just doing grapples. I'm moving my right stick around. Why are you locked in? My God, this guy's locking in. He's not going to be able to reverse for the second half of this match. Like, what the fuck? I've never seen an AI reverse this much. Vlad doesn't even have, like, the highest reversal stat in the game. And The Rock is doing anything he can to win. That's a massive elbow drop by The Rock. But Vlad immediately turns it around on him. But not before The Rock finds a clever way to counter him. Someone's trying to start a USA fan here. We just hate anyone. The Rock accidentally threw him out of the ring because this game has apparently horrible corner detection. I didn't know that. And wait! The Rock has got this one in the bag? Okay, wait, hold your horses. Rock bottom, not the rock bottom. Rock bottom again? No, still no rock bottom. Rock bottom for the third time? Nope, no rock bottom. Rock bottom? No. He did 4 rock bottoms in a row. Not a single one of them hit. He probably should have tried something else, if I'm gonna be completely honest, after like the second one. But hey man, if I had my finish, I'd be going for it every 2 seconds as well. I don't necessarily blame Rock. I just think he could have played it smarter if he wanted to. Rock turns Vlad around. Ooh, and that is a spine buster and a half. And now this time the rock bottom is a hit perfectly, but it's right in the corner. But shockingly enough, Vlad actually takes the pin and the drag perfectly fine. Vladimir Kozlov loses to The Rock, but he really tried to not lose. And I'll give him that. But The Rock has successfully beaten Vladimir Kozlov. That's about all I can say. That didn't do anything. That didn't really do anything. Because they're not any fucking where. Anyways, here's Ted DiBiase versus The Big Show. Don't ask why. And we welcome you back to Friday Night SmackDown, and Ted DiBiase Jr. is here. Now, his tag team partner competed against Evan Bourne with Santino Marella, and the jealousy thing that I'm talking about maybe could have gotten worse. If I were Ted, I'd be pretty jealous. Mainly because my tag partner has been hanging out with somebody else, even if it was just a one-time thing. But hey, I'm also one half of the Unified Tag Champs, so I wouldn't be too upset. The friends you make along the way don't matter if you got titles, right? But The Big Show threatens otherwise. The 7-foot-tall giant is gonna make sure that Ted DiBiase walks out of here in crutches. Not for any particular reason. And now Big Show immediately slams down Ted DiBiase, and this match is getting started. Big Show and Ted DiBiase have been fighting a lot in the past few weeks, most of the time with The Undertaker, so I'm curious to see how these two will do it alone against each other. Will it be another big win for Big Show, or will Ted DiBiase continue to show his dominance over SmackDown? Let's find out right now. Headbutt by Big Show, showing already that he's figured out Ted DiBiase. He's learning how the man works. Big Show gets thrown over the top rope by Ted DiBiase somehow, but Ted's not willing to follow. Instead, he's taunting to the audience and gets slammed for it because he didn't see Big Show coming. He wasn't watching. He also got stomped to the mat like he got fucking curb stomped by fucking the guy. Spear by the Big Show. And this spear might just be the end of the match for him. Yep. big punch straight to Ted DiBiase. And that's it. 1, 2. We have reached the end of this episode. Big Show is now above Ted in the #1 contender scene. Big Show is now above JTG again. And that's it. We're on the final week to Night of Champions, the go-home shows. What's up is the Bellas are finally supporting each other. We get the same #1 contenders match, and Kane is in the main event with John Cena? What the hell? We welcome you live to Monday Night Raw in Memphis, Tennessee, and Mark Henry out with a new white attire. And of course, he opens the show against everybody's favorite former Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is still on a massive quest to regain his, I guess not regain, but to get the US title off of Drew McIntyre. But Mark Henry, he just wants to beat people up. He doesn't really care about titles. Tonight, we'll see who wins out in that war. And immediately a power slam, and he's already got a signature. Okay, I thought that was supposed to be exclusive to The Undertaker, but I am wrong. Thankfully, Mark can't grab for shit, so we just win anyways. Tonight's main event is John Cena versus Kane. Are they really that sure of Raw? Are they trying to build new stars with the talent that they have versus using the stars they already have? Do they think they need to build a new era of wrestling for their program when they already have all the needs? Maybe Raw's general manager is starting to become to paranoia and anxiety. Maybe he doesn't think what he's doing is correct. But either way, Raw's got to figure it out. Next month is SummerSlam, and that's got to be a big show. Dolph Ziggler going up to the top rope, missing the elbow on Mark Henry by just a few seconds. I ran out of commentary lines very quickly. I was trying to think of something, and it's like, there's a reason why they tell people what to say. You just cannot think of shit to say, especially after it's technically been more than the usual time in between recordings. And Dolph is now just bullying Mark Henry into doing what he wants. Wait, but Dolph with a poke to the eye, making Mark realize that his strategy has got to be switched up. And yep, somehow, some way, Dolph picked up Mark Henry. But wait a minute, Dolph Ziggler's hitting the snapmare. What a huge move. And that's Sheamus? What's Sheamus doing out of here? I wonder. No, genuine question. But Dolph's got Mark in the sleeper hold. But Sheamus is getting involved. Yep. Mark tapped out, but he doesn't know. And now he's just famous or straight to Sheamus. And here we go. He's just beating the crap out of Sheamus, but Sheamus is smarter than that. Trying to send him back into the ring, but Dolph just simply won't allow it. And now Mark Henry taking this time to, remember, ref counts reversals as defense. For some reason, Sheamus manages to get Dolph off him for the moment. But clothesline down for Mark Henry. And I think Dolph's going back for more. You can't get Dolph off you that easily. It's just not possible. But now Sheamus doesn't want the smoke. Famouser straight to Mark Henry. You can see Sheamus running right there. Dolph is just attacking Mark Henry with a flurry of offense, making sure that he can't get back up from this attack. And that is a snapmare. Someone tried to start the chant that Sheamus sucks. Snapmare. Dolph could tap out Mark right here, but he wants to hit him with a zigzag instead for an easy pin count fall. That's 1, 2, 3. Sheamus didn't need to do that. I don't know what his problem is. That's a genuine question. What is his problem? That did nothing for the rankings, mainly because it actually did do something for the rankings. It moved Mark off the rankings and moved MVP up and put John Morrison in there instead. And it's Michelle McCool versus the Bellas. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a minute since we have had a Divas contest on Monday Night Raw, but tonight we have a special occasion. The Bellas are actually supporting each other instead of just fighting each other. Michelle McCool, Brie Bella, and Nikki Bella are all in the same match, but instead of it being a triple threat, the Bellas are in one of the other Bellas' corners. I think it's Brie and Nikki, but I'm not too sure. I could just wait and see, but I'd rather talk about the fact that Michelle McCool is pretty much undefeated. I don't think I remember a single match where she has lost clean. And of course, the Bella twins, the old adage is you can look but you can't touch. And of course, it's Nikki Bella. And I can tell because she's wearing red, she's wearing white. Everything works out. Does it matter? No, not really. I do think Nikki still loses. And Michelle McCool immediately hitting Nikki Bella. What did we expect? And Nikki gets the upper hand of Michelle McCool. Oh, my lord. Never mind. Immediately. Oh, wait. A competitive match could be on the way for these two. But of course, Michelle isn't going to make Nikki's life any easier. It never can be easy. It has to be hard for the Bellas. I don't think Michelle would have it any other way. And honestly, maybe even the Bellas wouldn't have it any other way. I imagine they'd rather fight this uphill battle than go to SmackDown where they'd never be used. At least they always get used in the women's match. Is that better than not getting used? Is always losing? You're getting paid, aren't you? Getting paid specifically on more than just the house show circuit. Nikki is just not letting Michelle get anything off, but that's not going to be up to her in a second. Yep, there it is. The massive suplex slam. And now Michelle McCool setting Nikki up properly. She's gonna hit the spear. And with a spear comes a faith breaker. Unless Nikki does something. That's a power bomb. Michelle's going for the wrong thing, and it's causing her to be wrong. Going to the outside. And Nikki Bella now just taunting on the inside, but Michelle wasn't thrown out, so instead it leads to her getting her faith entirely broken. I love Paddock. Why nobody used managers in the old SVR games? All they ever did was this shit. They never fucking did anything for you, except for maybe take a hit on accident. No, you just fucking sat there, and then boom, won the match. The rankings are not updated this time for realsies, and Michelle McCool Brie Bella's relationship was worse. How could it get worse? Anyways, for like the third straight month in a row, it's gonna be the Straight Society versus the Hart Foundation. We welcome you back to Monday Night Raw, and if I'm gonna be dead ass, CM Punk and Luke Gallows are back. The Straight Edge Society cannot leave this place alone. And of course, with them comes no alcohol, no drugs, no nothing. Just being pure and sober. And somehow, this has led them to 3 straight months of title shots against the Puerto Rican Prideful. You think they'd still be fighting for the tag titles every week if Jericho still existed? You think they'd be fighting for a week if they let Airborne or the UK have a chance? I don't think so. I'm starting to think the Raw general manager has a little bias for the tag division, since these matches almost always happen on Raw, which means that he gets to decide the contenders. Think about it. When's the last time you saw a #1 contender match for the tag titles on SmackDown? The Hart Dynasty is up next. And I've made this opinion, they should swap out the tag teams. I don't think they should. Mainly because I thought about it and realized that Brad and the British Bulldog would do better as singles competitors. Tyson and David would just swim. So this is kind of the most unfortunate circumstance for these two that you could possibly get. They're forced to be in a tag team when they're not good working with each other because the only other people in their faction are better singles competitors. And CM Punk, David tries to get the upper hand, but CM checkered pattern. Really? And CM Punk, of course, just immediately fighting the good fight with David Hart Smith. And now just go up to the top rope. Yes, yes, no! It's too late! And David dodged anyways, but it was too late to begin with. That's the expert opinion of the day. Kind of shocked that these two still even bothered to fight each other. Like, you think at a certain point David Hart Smith would just say enough is enough and put an end to this rivalry that's causing them to fight David Hart using CM Punk's own, I beg to argue, hubris against him. But David is not ready to... He's ready to crash the game. And now the Straight Edge Society has attacked the Hart Foundation. And I didn't get the buff. And that is a... He's just going for the finish? Oh, is that it? Count. 1, 2. Tyson Kidd breaks up the pin. And now the elbows straight to the heart from CM Punk. CM Punk got him up, got him up, got him up. That's a GTS, dragging him across the floor. Luke Gallows isn't very good at getting him out of the way. But Luke Gallows is still in the ring. He could do something, and he does nothing. You gotta be kidding me. And now he's not even on the apron, so CM Punk has to keep another bit of elbows. CM Punk is determined to get this match himself. He is gonna make sure that these two pay for their inconceivable crimes of existing, I guess. And that's a reverse DDT. David Hart Smith could go tag in Tyson right now, and he is, but he's not quick enough, and CM Punk hits a GTS. Gotta drag him away from the ropes again. Luke Gallows, this time at least, gets him off the apron, and now we go to a 1, we go to a 2, we get to a 3, and the Straight Edge Society are the #1 contenders for the unified tag titles, like they fucking should be. CM Punk and Luke Gallows may not have gotten the win they wanted from exerting themselves, but hey, they won. That will matter, right? Is that what matter? I think that would matter. The rankings are refusing to tell me if there's updates. I guess this time there wasn't an update, though. Anyways, just Kane versus Cena. And we have the Pyromaniac, the man himself, Kane. Now, I like to think that Kane is not too fond of Raw, considering he's barely shown up on it, but tonight he's in the main event against John Cena. If you don't watch Superstars, I don't know who this man is. Well, let me tell you, he is one sick bastard. He betrayed MVP for no reason. MVP did nothing, and Cena still told him to fuck off. And the worst part, Kane won't care who Cena is. Kane will only care if Cena's a meatbag that he can sling around the ring however he pleases. It doesn't matter what Cena's done or what he does. Kane will always treat him exactly the same, and that's the beauty of Kane, is that it really doesn't matter what you do, who you are, what your ideas and how things should be. It just matters that you can be beaten and that you are a human being that can be targeted. That is the motto of the big machine himself, Kane. And Kane with a no hip toss. Cena refuses to die, but neither does Kane. Cena's been waiting months for a match. It's been a minute since he's been on Monday Night Raw, and he looks to use this time to prove that he can come to Raw and clean house. Back chop to the throat immediately gets going, but Cena fights back like he always does. Despite everything, Cena hasn't given up. He's wanted this, he's gonna do it. It's just that right now, it doesn't matter how he does it. It just matters that he does it. That's not the most respectful thing ever. It's not the most loyal thing ever, but I suppose that doesn't really matter that much. Now does it? And the ref gets in the way of Kane. Kane doesn't care, though. He isn't even acknowledging that the referee did anything. He's just continuing to beat down on Cena. Another hip toss. What's next? Fucking reversing a clothesline into a goddamn... I don't know what it's called. I genuinely don't remember. And that's a throw. Again, we see the side of Kane that will manhandle your shit in. That's just a part of who Kane is. There's not a good way to avoid that. Throwing you over the ropes isn't gonna help. But Kane reverses a shoulder tackle somehow into throwing him high into the sky. 5-knuckle punch, but Kane just doesn't benefit Kane to give a shit about what's happening to him. He should be dead anyway. Worrying about that will only make his current life worse. And that is a double choke and throw down, just throwing him back down to the ground and back into the reality that he is in. He doesn't get to play make-believe. Kane hits a massive body slam, and look at the kick. Kicks him up with the throat. Surprised he doesn't just go for the throat with that throat and then pick him up and put him down. But Cena's still going, and Kane will too. Kane throwing Cena to the outside even. He's willing to do literally anything to get this man down and out. Cena waits patiently, and that is a throw straight into the announce table, but barely bumping the side of it. Hell, part of him even hit the timekeeper's area, thankfully completely missing the bell due to its alignment. Cena pushing Kane off to get into the ring faster, and that is a massive sidewalk slam. What the hell? And now Kane just hitting him with the world famous choke slam again, this time in a much better position where he doesn't have to drag him. 1, 2, deuces, ooses. That's it for this episode of Monday Night Raw. And we end the go-home show with Kane, a man that won't be at Night of Champions, standing tall against another man who probably won't be at Night of Champions.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
You see the problem yet? Because I do. What the fuck? It did move Kane up above Shad and The Miz, so there actually is a chance that Kane gets into the US title match. But also Luke Gallows. So, fuck me. Oh, whoa. That's cooking. That's cooking. That is a big fatal four-way. But first, Rock Sack? The Rock has arrived on Superstars, but he is not happy about it. In a post he wrote on Twitter, he said the following. But his opponent is Zack Ryder, someone we haven't seen a lot of on SmackDown recently. And now thus he is appearing on here. Now, I don't know if you would want Zack Ryder to be on Superstars. Not yet, anyway. But The Rock is cool. I like The Rock. I don't think Zack Ryder's damn much of a chance against The Rock, but I do think that Zack Ryder should be getting more than he currently is. I mean, he's a former IC champ, isn't he? Why is he on opening match of Superstars? But it's at the same time that I say it's a little unfair to put him against The Rock, because The Rock has been pretty strong, even if he is a massive bully towards David Otunga. Almost said David Hart Smith. That's the wrong guy. Going for it. High drop kick by Zack Ryder. Shades of Maven, which I'm gonna be really shocked if Maven isn't in like one of the next 3 2K games. Like, genuinely, he is like that close to being in a 2K wrestling game. It's only a matter of time before he gets asked. But The Rock and Zack Ryder are fighting, fight for fight, and that is a massive elbow drop. But recently, people have just been missing their commitments on these drops. Neck breakers all around for those that do hit him, though, which then begs the question of why is The Rock doing them? He just missed one. But The Rock takes Zack's head clean off, so I guess we're not in the right mindset to be questioning The Rock right now. Rock, some people would say he's charismatic, others would say he's just an asshole, some say both, actually. Like Kevin Hart. Zack Ryder just trying to get in whatever he can against The Rock, but it isn't working to the effectiveness that he would like. In fact, he's out of there. He's out of the ring, and The Rock is just telling him to get back in, and The Rock tells him again, he didn't take advantage of the situation. The fans are telling him to get in the ring, and he's just not. But thankfully, he reversed whatever The Rock had coming, and now it seems that he might be getting control of this match from that move. So you know what? I can't really say anything about it. But The Rock balances it out with a huge spine buster, but Zack doesn't go. And wait, Rock bottom by The Rock. That's it. 1, 2. That ends the match. Rock beats Ryder. Can't Ryder Rock. Or I guess can't Zack a the. Can't Zack a Rock. Can't Zack a the. I don't know why that took 4 attempts to say. In terms of the rankings, that did nothing. That didn't even move Zack down from his #1 contender's position, which, by the way, he's the #1 contender for the IC title. Are you for real? MVP, Cody Rhodes, you know how it goes. And he's coming because MVP is out here tonight. And, well, something's always gotta happen with MVP and his attire. I don't know what this guy keeps in his bag that he keeps spilling on his goddamn clothes, but he needs to stop doing it. Getting on my nerves. Now, thankfully, we have the tag team partner, Bree. Bree decided to be in this match because Nikki fucked it up last week. That's the only reason why she's even in this match. Otherwise, I think Nikki would have been here. Why is there a Michelle McCool style cross patch on MVP's attire? Hello? Show who your allegiances are to. Jesus. Literally. And then adding to another step in the saga between MVP and Cody Rhodes, it's this match. These two just can't leave each other the fuck alone, can they? No, they're not allowed to. They gotta fight the good fight till there's no more good fight left. It's ridiculous. And in my personal opinion, dumb as fuck. But whatever. 2 people can't put a grudge away. Common practice. And then there's Michelle McCool, the current reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Divas Champion of the world. That's it. Really. When the status quo stays the same, there's nothing much to talk about with Michelle. Cody aims to not end this match like the last mixed tag match where Trips accidentally hit Michelle McCool with a chop, causing Punk to accidentally win the match. Something along those lines. Alright, I'm sure the teams aren't entirely accurate, but that's just what happened. And I think everything is going to be happening to make sure that doesn't happen again. Everyone agreed, especially on Cage Match, that was a horrible match. That dropkick was eerily close to Michelle McCool, but it would have been an own team strike, meaning there would have been no disqualification. None at all. If you hit your own tag partner, it doesn't count, even for DQs. You could hit your tag partner with a steel chair. You're just hurting yourself at the end of the day. CM Punk goes up. Bella maybe trying to throw him down, but oh, the splash didn't hit anyways. Thankfully, CM Punk. Cody Rhodes is a master of figuring shit out as he goes. And now Cody Rhodes doing the double drop down into a hip toss. Knee, the pop down, pop up knee. Which knee is your favorite? The pop down knee or the pop up knee? Hint, it depends on where you like your knees. Cody Rhodes just can't get whatever it is that he's trying to get off though. Was that going for Bella? I did not expect to see them put up an animation for someone pulling up their tights, but I guess that is a common concern that you would have, yes. Cody has his MVP down, but a poke to the eye just gets MVP in the perfect position. For the stupid DDT. Why did he have that as a finish? Whatever. Ref goes for the pin. Counted 1, counted 2. Nikki got fucking folded. Sorry, Brie got fucking folded. And Cody wins with Michelle. What a match. Cody and Michelle McCool win tonight's match, and I don't think Cody or Michelle really care. It's nice to win, but it's even better to win a regular match, not a mixed tag match. At least in their eyes. At least in their eyes, says as a commentator that is very clearly biased. That moved Mark above MVP. Shockingly, MVP and Mark Henry are still friends. Out first is David Otunga. Now, David did get his wish. The Rock is still on Superstars, but he wasn't in a match with him tonight. But he's in another match with Jake the Snake Roberts, and I'm gonna be so for real, I'm kind of tired of seeing him fight the guy. I know the revenge is sweet, but how many times can you give revenge before you realize that enough is enough and to bury the hatchet? I don't even say you have to like the guy. I just say stop fucking hating him already for one thing he did 3 months ago. Is that fair? I think that's fair. And then you have the greatest pyro of all time. And then you have the greatest wrestler of all time. His name might just be, he's gonna say it in a second, Rob Van Dam. What a man to look at and say, hey, I like this guy. Look, the snake's red and everything. It's got a yellow tongue. This attire just goes hard, even if it isn't based on anything. Because I don't think this attire is actually based on any RVD attire. And then there's a crash. And then we have the guy in the crowd holding the Rob Van Dam sign while Jake the Snake Roberts is coming out. The fucking dumbass. But it is Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake still hasn't used Damien. I don't think he ever will. Does the bag even have a snake in it? Is it just a prop by this point? Genuinely might just be a prop. And honestly, if he wants to admit that it's just a prop, my DMs are open. Austin 316. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Do I got any more buzzwords surrounding Austin? Rattlesnake. ATV. Is that considered? I guess that wouldn't be considered a buzzword. That's more like a descriptive. That's more like a thing that he uses. Well, then what the fuck is 316 then? And wait a minute. This fatal four-way match is a false count anywhere match now. Alright. Shit. I ain't complaining. This just means more fun for me. And Austin. Jake immediately went for Austin, despite the fact Austin was trying to go for Rob Van Dam. That was ridiculous. And mind you, now that this match falls count anywhere, that means they can do pretty much anything, unlike before where they were restricted to ring only, pretty much. Austin isn't going to let Jake get away that easily, though. Bulldog here and a bulldog there. Everybody go. Did Rob Van Dam try to do a running dive attack? Okay. He picked it back up if that was what he was trying to do. Rob, buddy. All right. I guess I'm fighting David. Rob Van Dam's going for a thing, but Austin doesn't care. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't think I've ever seen a more disappointing end to a Fatal 4-Way match. That shit was hyped up and everything. And all Rob had to do to win was pull Jake's arms. How did that make David and Jake's relationship worse? They didn't do anything. What? Just move on to SmackDown. One of these matches doesn't matter. One of these matches is weird, and one of these matches is Chris Jericho versus The Undertaker in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Sweet, thanks. And we are live tonight from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and our World Heavyweight Champion is opening this episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Why? Chris Jericho asked for a match before Night of Champions. 2 days before, mind you, with The Undertaker. Now, what is Chris Jericho's plan? Obviously, it's to weaken the champion for easier pinfalls. What is this game's plan? To crash at every minor inconvenience! Are you... Alright, you know what? Fine. No, we just won't record SmackDown then. Fine. Fuck you. Same fucking spot? This one isn't a full crash, but I'm just gonna restart the game. Now, apparently, Chris Jericho just doesn't learn his lesson. Tonight, he challenged The Undertaker to a match, and that match is Falls Count Anywhere. Why would Jericho do this 2 days before the pay-per-view? Fuck if I know. But all I do know is that Jericho is gonna go to hell and back for no reason. And Big Show's in the crowd. At least that stops him from invading the match. And Jericho, getting ahead of The Undertaker. Maybe he is learning. But no, he's not. Okay, never mind. I am sorry to The Undertaker for ever doubting him. The more Taker swings, the more Jericho is having a poor time here. And the fans are chanting for Taker very faintly, but you can hear it. They don't want Jericho winning this match. And to be fair, with the performance he's having so far, he doesn't exactly deserve to win this. In my personal opinion, Jericho could have been on a comeback tour if he was smarter by this point, but he just isn't. And that's a little sad if your name starts with Chris and ends with Jericho. Jericho throwing Taker into the corner, but he just doesn't go in the corner. Thankfully, this time it matters. But Taker puts him in the corner anyways and just clotheslines him, so who cares? I just don't know what this move is supposed to be. The correct way of saying that sentence was, I don't know what that move is supposed to be. I don't know why I said I never know what that move is. It's like it's the most incorrect statement I've ever fucking said. I mean, you could probably make an entire compilation video out of statements I've said that have just been incorrect in one way or another. Nice job. And Jericho, again, chokeslam? No, reversing it just like always. It always seems like Jericho's gonna fight back, and then he gets chokeslam. And it's the and then part that matters. Taker picking up Jericho, but Jericho gets out of it. Oh wait, Jericho going for a powerbomb on Taker. How did Taker even get out of that one? And Taker, just a few days before Night of Champions, looking to give Jericho his last ride. That is it for Chris Jericho. 1, 2... That is the end of Jericho. Jericho and Taker's relationship got even worse. Jack Swagger's third. Also, that moved Big Show above Chris Jericho. Anyways, here's a Fatal 4-Way. SmackDown continues with a massive Fatal 4-Way match. Evan Bourne is out here tonight in a Fatal 4-Way match with his fellow tag partner Kofi Kingston, Primo, and Santino. It seems like a culmination of most of the participants from last week's 2 matches. Now, I'm not entirely too sure that Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston shouldn't just be fighting Primo and Santino, considering they both were the ones that should have been teaming last time anyways. But we may see another crack at this game freezing. And then there's his tag team partner, Kofi Kingston. And although I do think this should be a tag team match realistically, it makes more sense for it to be a Fatal 4-Way in all honesty. I mean, Evan and Kofi are relatively new as a tag team. Primo and Santino aren't even a tag team. It probably should be a Fatal 4-Way. I just don't like the fact that Evan and Kofi can go after each other if they're going to be a tag team. Not up to me. It's the SmackDown General Manager, so I can't say shit. And then there's Primo, the Intercontinental Champion. You think this is a sort of semi-number 1 contenders match? I mean, we haven't really heard anything about the number 1 contendership. Maybe Primo is just winning. Who fucking knows? I don't. That's for sure. And then there's Santino Marella. Remember when this guy was in a tag team with Vladimir Kozlov? Yeah, I know. It was weird. The pairing was weird. The ideas are weird. Santino's values are still being called into question to this day. It was just kind of a mess. I'd rather we actually not remember that. But wait, this match is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Why? Why not? Tension, drama, action. And Evan is immediately going after Santino, but it seems that Primo wanted Evan and now is going after Primo. Santino got caught up in it, but it wasn't Evan's intention for him to be the main target of that match. Evan with a nice drop kick onto Santino. Primo gets Kofi off the thing, and Evan doesn't really want to fight. Evan doesn't want to fight Kofi. That's a bridge. I don't think, if I'm gonna be honest, that Evan cares about actually stopping Kofi from winning the match. Evan Bourne going to the outside to hit Primo with the chair, and just, ooh, chair shot after chair shot after chair shot. I've never seen 2 people go so far up the ramp in a Fatal 4-Way match. And with a kick to the midsection, roll up on the outside, the ref has to go and count the pin from the ring! And that's not it! Are you kidding me? How is that not it? It was 2.99 on the outside. The only thing that could have stopped that pin count from going smoothly was the ref. I think Evan just realized that in order to get his move off, he actually has to take Primo somewhere. Low blow by Primo. Primo keeps reversing whatever Evan wants to do. Kofi and Santino are just having a little lollygag, I would say. Kofi's on the apron. Kofi hitting Santino with a splash. Evan tries the same on Primo, but only knocks him off the apron. Kofi's going for a similar level of splash. Evan with a standing moonsault onto Primo. Kofi's just doing dives. Evan's hitting the shooting star press. Santino's doing a kicking Kofi in the balls. This match is over. Santino was too busy trying to get rid of Kofi to realize that Evan Bourne was just beating up Primo on the outside. And Evan Bourne is just being the Intercontinental Champion clean with very little involvement from Santino and Kofi. Could this be Evan Bourne's ticket into becoming one half of the Unified Tag Champs? I mean, possibly, but I was more thinking of the Intercontinental Champion. The rankings say that Evan went above Christian and Vance. So yeah, that's a part of his ticket. Speaking of #1 contenders, it's Beth Phoenix versus Maurice. The women's champion is being contended for despite there never being a women's title match on a pay-per-view since the regime change. Maurice walks tonight and she will get her wish. Now, I don't really think that Maurice really should be here. Not in the #1 contenders match, at least. I don't think she's #1 contenders material yet, but considering that the women's title has been uncontested for 3 months, going on 4, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that Maurice could probably win this match and have nothing happen from it. Speaking of people that win matches, Beth Phoenix is coming out, and well, she's attacking Maurice. What a shocker. These two just don't like each other. I think I've seen them attack each other before. Whether Maurice started it or not is not important right now. Beth Phoenix going for her classic suplex. Maurice turning it into a suplex of her own. But Beth just goes for it again. Maurice turns it into another suplex. Beth is gonna have to mix it up eventually. Wait. Reversing, and then finally that suplex gets hit proper. But Maurice just doesn't want to go down. And it is a #1 contenders match, so what the hell? That leg grab was so quick, I didn't even think she grabbed the leg. But a pin count for Beth Phoenix, 1 and 2 and 3. Beth Phoenix has defeated Maurice, and she will go to probably not Night of Champions. Even though it's called Night of Champions, there's only 6 matches, so one title will always not be defended. Which is really sad, because it's called Night of Champions, so it should be, well, the Night of Champions. We just add a 7th match, and Beth Phoenix, despite attacking Maurice, goes for the handshake. You are in the wrong, ma'am. I don't mean to be a dick, but you are wrong. What's the point of that? And that made their relationship worse, because why not? And that didn't change anything, because it was a #1 contenders match. Maurice didn't even move lower than Kelly, which, by the way, I like how this women's roster has all of the women that I actually like at the bottom, and all of the women I don't care for, except for Beth Phoenix at the top. That's really cool, guys. Let's keep doing that. Anyways, final match, Ted DiBiase versus The Big Show. And we welcome you to the main event of Friday Night SmackDown. The Big Show is out here tonight to finally figure out who the #1 contender is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Full match, and Big Show now fighting back in the way that he knows how. Big Show could just throw this match out by attacking him with a chair, but I don't think anyone wants to see that, and Big Show isn't going to let them see that. He is going to take this up the ramp, though. Very far up the ramp. Multiple suplexes worth of being up the ramp, right onto the steel. Ted dodged. Big Show gets in a headbutt anyway somehow. I don't know how that worked. Ted DiBiase just isn't letting Big Show get in any offense. And honestly, good strategy. Just don't let your opponent get in offense and you won't have to worry about it later. But the body blow, just nope, it's power slam. Big Show throwing Ted DiBiase into the steps, maybe getting too cocky after that one, but Ted stayed down for just long enough for it to work out. And Big Show has been pretty dominant in the last few weeks. If he's not fighting The Undertaker, his track record against The Undertaker is a little spotty, I'll admit it. More headbutts, failed headbutts, more headbutts. Big Show's got this in the ring and he wants to... No, he doesn't. But the match is officially started, even though that's not how that should work. Both wrestlers have to be actually in the ring. Ted is just shoving off Ted DiBiase, though. Wrong way around. You think it would be the other way around, but what the hell's the Big Show doing? Big Show with a massive splash onto Ted. I'm shocked that he's still alive after that one. Spear? That's not a good combination. Primo? Big Show's going to the outside to contest this. Body blow. Primo says no. Primo again saying no. Primo. Body knockout punch to Primo. And not done. He's going after Primo more. And Ted's just watching and letting him get attacked. Do something, Ref. Big Show's gonna assault your fellow prideful and you're doing nothing. He's back in the ring. Big Show isn't gonna stop. Wait. Primo stops it for him, and Primo realizes here and now that he just needs to run. And I think Big Show is done assaulting Ted and would rather taunt than help out his fellow Puerto Rican prideful. That goes to show you what kind of a man Ted DiBiase is. Ted DiBiase is trying to end this match early, going for a submission tap out on the Big Show, but he lets go before anything serious can happen. Massive headbutt. I think Ted might be on drugs because he's a little dazed and not aware of what's going on around him. Headbutts all around. Now Big Show intentionally using a headbutt to make a point, and now the fans are chanting for Legacy, even though Legacy doesn't exist. Cody's on Raw. Orton's on Raw. Ted's alone. He's with Primo now, but Primo can't help against the Big Show, and Big Show beats Ted. How can a man sit there and say he's prideful for a country when he won't help his fellow countrymen? That is the question I ask as we end this episode of SmackDown. That was expected. That was not expected. He is so far down the list. Excuse me? That mattered? That mattered. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you live to Night of Champions, and interesting card, isn't it? The more I look at the card, the more disappointing it becomes. Where are the world title matches? Where are they? But in the meantime, to start the show, the Puerto Rican Pridefuls will face the Straight Edge Society for the third pay-per-view in a row. Yeah. And then, of course, you have his tag team partner, Ted DiBiase. Can I just get this one? I don't really think there's anything new to say. What, could I try to force more jealousy onto Ted? Realistically, they're not doing any fun. And Primo immediately tries to kick CM Punk, but CM Punk immediately tries to knee him, and now Primo has the upper hand going in to start this match off, and Primo immediately knocks himself into the referee twice. You just try to grab at him. The referee just needs to realistically get out of the way. Oh my god! He's been hit 3 times! I think if he gets hit again, Primo just gets disqualified. The ref just needs to get out of the way of the action. And the ref's telling Primo off, but he's in the damn way. Primo now just try to hit Punk where it hurts the most in the suplex. What the fuck? And a power slam by CM Punk, and that is a pin that goes nowhere. But at least Ted came out to help. And Primo, somebody's still in the ring. Luke Gallows gonna get Punk disqualified? Nope, he gets back in the ring. I'm glad that this match didn't end in an off-screen disqualification. Primo gets up, hits him with the legs. Primo goes back up, hits the diving headbutt. That was a little off-putting. And now Primo, no. CM Punk gets out of the backstabber. But Punk doing everything in his power to make sure. Wait! Primo got around him, but CM Punk didn't let him again. And now Punk with a massive German suplex straight to Primo. And now Luke Gallows looking for a tag in. Primo runs over to tag in Ted DiBiase. And here okay, Ted tried to run up at Luke Gallows. He was a little too close for comfort. Why is Ted going for a pin off of this? Count of 1, count of... Okay, almost got to a count of 2. I guess it would have been cool if it won the match. I am not very excited for this pay-per-view, if you cannot tell. It's a little bit ridiculous, the fact that there are 4 title matches at the pay-per-view known for having title matches. Something's gotta change. These GMs are in trouble. They could get fired. And DiBiase immediately in the clothesline on Luke Gallows. And wait, we haven't seen this in a minute. 1 punch, 2 punch, and why not 3 punches? And waits for Luke Gallows to get up. Perfect setup, but no. Primo does run in though. Wait, DiBiase set up perfectly for the Dream Street. That's it. Punk could come running back in, but I don't think he does. He does! And the fans are chanting for Gallows to get back into this one, but I don't know why. And then Luke Gallows did the same thing again. Dream Street. Primo sends Punk flying, and the Puerto Rican Pridefuls are not the new champs. Why does this keep happening? And Ted and Primo have won. They beat the Australian Society for like the 3rd time. Seriously, guys, can we stop this shit? Get some new contenders. I don't even want to see a Heart Foundation. I want to see an Airborne. I want to see a UK. Just anyone. Just give it to anybody. Anybody but these 2 fuck-asses. Up next. And Primo is already in the ring as the next match is Primo versus Zack Ryder for the IC title. Now, Zack Ryder has fought for this title before, but he lost it to Primo. He beat Ted Ford in a tables match and lost it to Primo. It was weird. Zack tries to prove tonight that he can still be the Intercontinental Champion, but I'm not entirely certain if that's gonna happen. I mean, we saw Zack Ryder on Superstars a few weeks ago, and he lost to The Rock, so anything can happen. These two superstars, I was gonna say, have been fighting night and day to get this opportunity. I mean, Primo's been fighting a decent amount. Zack, not so much. I think this is more a matter of circumstance than anything else. Now, Primo with a horrible shoulder injury from the last match, apparently, just goes after Zack Ryder anyways. Oh, Zack Ryder with that huge clothesline. That's the clothesline that beat Finley. It didn't beat Finley. Okay, well, it's gonna beat Primo. That's for damn sure. Massive. Oh, didn't work out how he thought it would, and that happens. What the fuck is Primo doing? And Zack Ryder with a DDT, showing that this is a very even competition between these two, and attacking the injured shoulder. And Primo tried to predict Zack Ryder's movement, but it didn't work out how he thought it would. And Zack is just doing the same shit. Zack taking time to adjust his tights. What is he doing? It's all in good favor. It's all in the plan. Primo is done. He wants the announce table. Putting it over clothesline. And now heading to the outside with a massive leg drop. Zack trying to pick it up. Zack almost got picked up, but then got poked in the eye. Primo thrown into the steel steps. Got a dastardly. Oh my god, what a powerbomb. And Primo's laid out on the outside. That one just didn't hit. Leg drop to the arm. Primo finally hitting that good old-fashioned moonsault. Another one. Another one. Primo's just giving him everything that he possibly has. He's got to put in the work tonight. And now Zack laid out almost dead in the center of the ring. Diving headbutt. Zack has put himself in a dangerous position, but Primo is slow. Wait. Of course. Primo goes for a pin. Is that not a rope break? That's not a rope break. And Primo almost won. He almost had it there, right then and there. But now he's gonna have to try even harder to get this one in. And an elbow proves it. How? I don't know. Don't ask. This is actually a really back and forth and intense match between Primo and Zack Ryder. These two should face more often. Wait a minute. Primo with a massive power Hurricane Rana. And he still kicks out. How? How is Primo managing to do this? And the fans are rallying behind Zack Ryder. Pandemonium, and Zack's feeling it. What the fuck was Zack doing? Happening. Wait a minute. Roll up by Primo. This could end the match. It ends the match! Primo beats Zack Ryder with like 4 different roll-ups. Not a single back scratcher needed. Somehow, it took everything in Primo to actually keep Zack down, but he did it, and that's what matters. Holy fuck. That didn't even do anything. I guess I moved Christian above Zack, but that might have been from something else.
I don't know!
Anyways, here's Drew versus Sheamus. And what used to be a blood war between the United Kingdom has resurfaced. Drew McIntyre. What? I'm just gonna ignore that. Drew McIntyre has gone out on a limb to separate himself from the United Kingdom. On Twitter, a few weeks ago, he formally left the United Kingdom after calling them a bunch of losers. Something to that effect. And now, 1 month after the Bash produced expected results for Drew McIntyre, Drew's gonna have to face Sheamus, a man who he's technically already beaten before. He was pinned at the Bash. The Miz wasn't. But Sheamus gets his shot anyways. Some call that bullshit. I say that's just how this works. And then, of course, you have Sheamus. This man is loyal to the United Kingdom. He wrote a response a week later saying, quote, "I may not like some of the fellas that are in the United Kingdom, but damn it, we need to represent our country, represent it well. And you, Drew McIntyre, are gonna crash the game." And look who's in the crowd. It's your homeboy Shawn Michaels. He's a little less blonde though. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are gonna fight this one out to the death. Now it may not be a triple threat match, so obviously that means this match is more fair. But oh, Drew McIntyre with a massive suplex of the Germanic variety. And these two have just been fighting like there's no fight left. Sheamus in particular has stepped up his game apparently tonight. And someone has a crowd sign that says McIntyre is on fire. And yeah, they're not wrong. Before Drew could even get his arm out from under himself, he's getting attacked. Country-based loyalty must be really important to Sheamus in particular. That's a massive power slam by Drew McIntyre. If only things I called massive mattered more. They look massive, but are they massive? I have no idea. Drew's just coming down to the... Well, that's an elbow. But Sheamus caught the arm and a Irish curse backbreaker. Wait a damn minute. Trying to hit the power bomb, but Drew gets out of it and now just slamming his head into the mat. No respect for his adversaries. But Sheamus with a... Okay, well, I just missed that one. Sheamus with a big... Okay, well, that's technically hit. Big... Okay, let's just do the fucking Celtic cross. And now Sheamus setting it up perfectly. Drew is out. And that's one, that's two, and... Sheamus beats Drew for the US title. I was not expecting that. Sheamus is your... This has happened to Drew before, so you know what? Heavily ironic that he is saved by the damn bell. Well, you know the drill, audience. There's gotta be a match in the bottom right corner. Starting now, it'll be there during the women's match. So Sheamus won the US title, obviously. That completely reset the world title scene entirely. Moved Drew down and kept pretty much everything else the same. Outside of that, we got one more title match. Wait a minute, hold on. I gotta come to a meeting now? Dude, it's the middle of the pay-per-view. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back from the meeting. What? Oh, Beth wins. Shit, I missed the whole match. Well, Beth Phoenix has beaten Alicia Fox and has won the women's title. So what are the next two matches now? Maurice? Again? Is this a feud for the women's title, I should say, since I don't know if they're gonna be on another pay-per-view after this? That moved everyone of Alicia Fox. Okay, cool. That's right. You motherfuckers thought there wouldn't be a world title match as a Night of Champions, didn't you? You didn't think I'd do something to fix it, didn't you? That's right. 10 minutes. 2 minutes means a new guy. You pin a guy, you become the new champ. Whoever's the champ at the end of the 10 minutes is the new champ. And up first in this championship scramble match, it's the gay Triple H. He has been absolutely fiending at the opportunity to fight tonight. He has been arguing with the Raw general manager for weeks now to put him in this match. I am going to kill a bitch. I just got the match set up. CM Punk is up first, and what a man he is. He was just a few matches ago facing Ted DiBiase and Primo for the Unified Tag Titles and failing. So my question is, what makes Punk think that he can beat Triple H? CM Punk, Triple H are starting this match off, and they are gonna fight for 10 minutes. In 2 minutes, or I guess a minute 45 now, there will be a new star joining them. Who could those new stars be? I have no idea. Ignore the fact I was just in a meeting. Clearly, I know. I was in a meeting with both the general managers. They have their new plans. They just didn't finalize them, so they put in placeholders? They put in placeholder matches and didn't tell me. They thought I would know. They're fucking stupid. The Tree of Woe position being used here. We don't see this too often, mainly because of that. Triple H just got out of it immediately, and he's out of the ring. Now, mind you, because of how this match works, countouts and DQs don't exist. CM Punk still won't take advantage of this. And a power slam. CM Punk, remember, you can pin anybody. CM Punk could be the champ off of this. But no, a kick out at 2 by Triple H. And these two have had some history. The mixed tag match, their little mini feud they had before the Bash. These two have kind of been on and off again. Animosity only grows between them. Not much can solve it. Especially when you got CM Punk doing that to you. And in about 5 seconds, we're gonna see a new star enter. Who's up next? It's the Rated R Superstar and the champ, And now Edge is gonna have to break up the pin, but he is unneeded. It's not needed. Edge debuting a new, maybe not debuting. I think he might have had one match under this, but he definitely a champion. Yellow and white flip over by Edge, and we're starting to see the flowers between these three blossom anew. Triple H has fought Edge at Extreme Rules, and Trips lost. And tonight he gets his redemption, potentially, against the Rated R Superstar. CM Punk trying to get Edge instead. Trips goes after Punk. Maybe not everything's all it's cracked up to be. And Edge just takes CM Punk out of the ring. Edge goes into the ring. Trips goes out of the ring. Edge just wants to keep these two distracted as long as possible. That's his goal in this match. The more he can stop pins and submissions, the more Edge will be able to secure his championship. That's what this match is about for the champ. It's about distracting, not necessarily winning. Because if you can distract, you win automatically. But Edge going over to the corner, the post, and just slamming Triple H's arm into it. CM Punk is watching this happen. He's not going to get involved. Edge does let go relatively quickly, though. Edge doesn't want somebody to be left out of the game here, even though it backfired for him. It doesn't matter. As long as nobody gets pinned, that's what matters. And coming up next, we can see who is it? It's Shawn Michaels. Shawn most recently betrayed Triple H and attacked him when he least expected it during a one-on-one match. I think it was actually with CM Punk. There's a lot of history, and Edge can use all this history to make sure that he doesn't lose the title. It's amazing. Trips and Shawn are fighting each other like it's nobody's business. You can see the difference in attire. Trips is angry. Shawn is depressed. Maybe not depressed, but certainly looking much darker than before. I don't know why I gave him that orange and black design, but it'll get changed eventually. Wait a minute, Edge is grabbing a chair. Remember, this is a multi-man match, so it is perfectly legal, even though Shawn refuses to let him do anything with it. Head slam straight into the post. In the game, Edge grabs the chair away from Triple H. CM Punk almost getting a dive off, but Shawn stops him, and now Edge is going after Shawn too. And Trips is grabbing his signature sledgehammer. Taking it to Shawn Michaels. Edge is going outside, trying to stop. What the fuck is Edge doing? Make up your mind. Hit somebody. Hit somebody! Where is Edge going? And now Trips is hitting Michaels with the sledgehammer. Is Edge gonna use this opportunity to... Nope. Edge was sitting there for 30 seconds with a chair and did fucking nothing. And now the final man in the match, the only person left, it's the Viper, Randy Orton. Orton hasn't shown up in forever. I'm surprised he even got this match. What's the occasion? And CM Punk sends Triple H the outside. Nobody is inside the ring to get a pinfall. How can you get a pin in this match if you aren't in the ring? Everyone's just too willing to fight on the outside. Randy's got the stairs. Trips is throwing Michael. Shawn accidentally hits Trips with the sledgehammer. Edge now has Randy's arm into the post. Is he gonna do anything with it? Okay, he just let go. Wow, what a bitch. And now everybody wants Randy to hit an RKO. Shawn and Trips are teaming up on CM Punk like the good old days of Spine Buster. H, wait a minute. That's a pedigree to Edge, but nope. Kick to the midsection immediately follows. Trips is in the ring. Punk's in the ring. Shawn's in the ring too, though. But he stopped Punk from leaving. Edge is in the ring. It may all come to a head right now. They're all in the ring. Anyone could go for a pin. Anyone could get away with it. Randy and Edge can't get anyone to follow him outside the ring. Everyone's too distracted by each other. CM Punk and Trips are teaming up on Randy Orton. Now CM Punk is on to the outside. Edge still grabbed the chair, still gets hit with a knee. Is he gonna get spine busted onto the chair? No, not quite. Triple H telling Punk to suck it. Was Trips going for a pin? I don't know, but it's a minute 30-ish left, and we haven't seen a single pin outside of the one at the beginning. Shawn's back up. Shawn's just trying to go buck wild. And Edge hitting Randy with a massive chair shot, then running out of the ring. Edge has a horrible plan. Punk kicking Randy out of the ring. Edge following Randy, trying to get on the... What the fuck is this strategy by Edge? This is the most pussy-ass bullshit I've ever seen Edge do. What the fuck? There's been only one pin and we're down to 30 seconds. Someone has to do something. Come on, we're down to 20 seconds. The ref's down! No! The title will not change hands tonight. The ref might not even get up before anyone can make a pin. The fans are counting it down. Is anyone gonna try something? Trips getting the last word. Nope. Randy Orton sending Edge out of the ring, but it doesn't matter because Edge is still your world champion. What the hell? Edge survived 4 other superstars to stay WWE champion. Shawn is shocked. Edge won despite it all. Despite the odds. That made CM Punk and Triple H's relationship getting worse. Probably because Trips didn't let Punk win the title. That also did nothing except it moved Punk down in the rankings for the US titles. And now it is time for our main event. SmackDown has made a last-second change. This championship scramble will be Falls Count Anywhere. After seeing how Raw's participants took to the match, SmackDown has decided that fade will not become the World Heavyweight Championship. And out first, this time, it's the World Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker. This match is especially important because Taker, Jericho, Big Show, and Ted DiBiase, 4 out of the 5 members of this match, have been fighting non-stop over the last month or so to try and take title off Taker, and tonight could be the night. Taker could just win though, like Edge, not have a single pin or submission happen, and we all go hunky-dory. But I think the SmackDown general manager is trying to sort of siphon some of that power away from the champion by making it Falls Count Anywhere. I think the SmackDown general manager genuinely got upset at Edge's strategy of just try and bait people out of the ring and how well it worked for most of the match. Now, Taker would never do that because he's not a giant pussy. He's just a fierce, phenomenal foe, but he wants to prevent anyone else from trying to do that. Looking at you, Ted DiBiase. I'm looking at you. And his opponent, speak of the devil, it is one half of the Unified Tag Team Champions, Ted DiBiase. I did not expect him to come out first. I was expecting it to be Big Show, actually. Those two have the much better feud. Ted's just kind of in the fall guy for their feud, actually. Actually, if you want to talk about the true fall guy, that's Jericho, but he doesn't really fight. He just kind of shows up and then takes shit. Then I gotta ask the question, though. Who's the 5th guy? Rumors are that it's Jack Swagger, but I guess we're gonna find out. Taker and Ted are gonna come out tonight and fight the good fight. Taker immediately goes in and out of the ring. I think he was trying to do baits. Actually, I don't know what he was going to do. Was he going to go try... Is he trying to go grab a... Oh, yeah, he was going to go grab a weapon, but he realized he wanted a chair, not a sledgehammer. Now Taker is delaying the fight with the chair. He just threw the... What the fuck? What is this bullshit? Ted hits Taker with a steel steps. The ref is doing the jiggy. Wait, Ted's going for a pin on the champion. He can win the championship right here. That's a 1, not a 2, though. Not a 2. And you have to do it in the first 2 minutes a lot of the time, or otherwise you get absolutely fucked. DDT by The Undertaker on Ted DiBiase. Again? Oh, to kick out at 2. It's not easy to take out the dead man. It's gonna take more than that. You're not gonna get away with it that easily, Ted DiBiase, and you're gonna have to realize that if you want to win this match in the next, like, 30 seconds. You gotta hit Taker with some better than just a simple DDT, and now he's hitting you with big boots. What's next, chokeslam? No, instead he's gonna throw you into the ring. Now Taker's going back out. Okay, what was the point of that then? Guys, I know there's 5 people in this match, but there aren't even 5 people in this match yet. How is your AI so broken? It's like SVR 2009 AI. And there's the Big Show. We got a little swap here. That's fine. Big Show, of course, rocking the blue singlet we've seen him rock for the past few weeks. Taker is just avoiding the match, wanting to keep himself fresh, but Ted says, fuck that shit. Ted is not gonna let Taker walk out of this match, which is shocking because he really should. Ted wants Big Show to get in, but Big Show refuses. What the hell? Double kick to the midsection. Big boot. Oh my god, Big Show is multiple. All this man is doing is kicking the midsection. Good strat, but like, you gotta do something else. I guess it's working. I mean, okay, it stopped working. It has stopped working. He's going up against the best striker in the game, and he actually knocked him down. What the hell? Elbow straight to Big Show. Elbow. Okay, Ted DiBiase is just brutalizing Big Show right now. Everybody's kind of trying to brutalize each other. The ref is getting in the way. Taker straight up through the ref. And Ted DiBiase haunting, trying to get his stacks up, not his facts up. And who's up next? Jericho? It's Chris Jericho. Who's the 5th man? Jericho turns Taker around just for literally nothing to happen. Who's the 5th man? I'm curious. Who is it? Who the fuck is it? I think what I'm starting to realize is that these people are more preoccupied with beating the shit out of each other than actually winning the title. Taker and Ted DiBiase are just going loop for loop. What the fuck are these matches? Chris Jericho Going to a sledgehammer. Maybe that was the same sledgehammer Triple H used earlier. Does it still have the stains of Shawn Michaels' windpipe? I don't know why that would stain the sledgehammer. Wash your neck. I know sometimes you forget about it in the shower, but wash the neck. Do the same with the back of your ears. I'm noticing that people are getting distracted on rope rebounds, and that's okay. Especially Jericho. Jericho cannot help but stare into the ref's eyes as he's waiting for Big Show to come back around. And still yet not a single pin. Big Show's going for a taunt. And wait a minute, that's Kofi Kingston. What happened, Airborne? Okay, sure, whatever. Dude, I forgot how dumb the AI is in this match. It's like they forgot to update the AI after they implemented the match. This is just SVR 2009's AI in 2011, and it's pissing me off because it's so stupid. Why taunt there? Why is Jericho not doing anything about it? Kofi with a massive splash. But then Kofi doesn't capitalize. Instead, he's just gonna walk around the Big Show. Okay, and now Big Show's following him, and now Taker has a chair that he just picked up off the ground right on the side of him. And now Taker's back out of the... Big Show, stop trying to stare into the distance at Kofi. Okay, never mind. Someone's trying to say this is awesome. I don't think they know what the phrase awesome means. I don't know about you, but if there's only, like, one pinfall per fucking championship scramble match, I'd rather just not do the fucking championship scramble match. I'll be so for real. And wait, Kofi's rolling up Ted. 1. And Big Show breaks up the pin. Double chair shot by Undertaker. That was nice. And Ted takes out everyone but Kofi and him. Okay, never mind. Taker's out of the ring. Kofi's trying to spike him into it and lands directly on the leg of the chair. Big Show's taunting for literally no reason. Everybody's in the ring. This is actually a bad thing now. It's supposed to count anywhere because it means that any pins that do happen are going to get broken up pretty much immediately since, you know, 5 is an odd number. Wait a minute. Kofi and Chris Jericho going for a DDT on Ted. 50 seconds left in the match. I don't know what's going to happen. The genuine chance nobody gets a pin off again. Kofi's going for it. Massive leg drop, misses. Ted and Taker are teaming up on Jericho. Come on. If only somebody was up to pin Kofi. And if only they knew what the word pin meant. There's 20 seconds left. You should be going for pins every 2 seconds. Oh, Kofi lands Big Show right on the chair. Going for a taunt instead of the pin. He crashed at 10 seconds. You know what? That's just where the episode ends. I think we both know what would have happened if that match continued for the next 10 seconds. Like, I don't think I have to tell you. That's just the end of the episode. See you next time.